So
Got some twang in your voice there, pal.
yeah, sorry about that. Just got a little dust on the boots and the blue jeans.
God, you do. You got
working all day, working all night.
You got the boots on. You got a dressed up felt hat. I feel like Tim McGraw. Don't take the girl sitting next to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This does have a little Tim McGraw vibes. It certainly does. And I apologize to those who are watching the stream on YouTube or x.com. I still haven't logged into my computer yet.
It is just a screen full of me.
Sweet.
Busy staring at myself in the reflection of the glass over here.
Here we go.
There are going to be so many laps given out today. I just have a feeling.
Why?
So everyone get ready.
Why would there be so many laps?
Definitely feels like there's a mood in the studio.
Because of the country move?
Well, the country, I think that lifted the mood. I sort of feel like Fletch is stressed out.
No, I feel great.
I don't know.
Huh.
Fletch looks like he's staring down the barrel of a real long day, and he's not too thrilled about it. Anyways,
well, the reason you're dressed up.
Yeah, there is a reason.
Yeah.
We're going to be joined by country dancer Chris in studio today. Our dogged guest booker, Travis Dale, TD, right here. He continues to listen. If there's a shark attack in San Diego, he will find a shark expert on the scene in San Diego.
If there is dispute over toilet paper and which way it should fold over the roll, Travis Dale will track down someone from Charmin.
You're welcome.
We're not sure how or why he booked our guest today, but he found her on the internet, as we all did. If you've been paying attention to TikTok or Instagram Reels for any length of time over the past, I don't know, year or so, you have seen the blue-haired model
goth girl.
Goth girl, yeah.
I mean, I think if you were to search line dancing goth girl, I think she shows up number one.
100%. And she's taken over my For You page on TikTok. She's taken over Reels at different times. She keeps popping up, and it turns out she lives in our neck of the woods.
Correct.
So TD noticed that in her profile it said SD, and he was like, "Well, there's not a time. I mean, maybe it's Santo Domingo,
South Dakota.
Yeah, South Dakota, perhaps." He looks her up and finds out she's in San Diego, and then books her as a guest here this week. Now it's a busy week. This is
we got so much time for this.
This is One More Win Eve. We're going to be at the golf tournament tomorrow. We're going to be out there for Jesse Lozano supporting youth athletics around San Diego at his golf tournament. And we have a very special announcement to make for today's show. We'll get to that in just a second. So we're going to be getting ready to go to the golf course. Meanwhile, we got to learn to line dance today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So very, very busy Thursday.
She's also a bartender. She's going to be making us up some drinks here.
And it's a bar cart Thursday?
It's a bar cart Thursday. Yeah, exactly correct.
Yeah,
so
I brought in some Seagram's whiskey, which as it turns out. So I was just finishing telling this story to TD before we got started with the show. I was at Vaughn's late last night, and I'm like, I had to ask somebody in the end. I was like, man, I'm pretty sure Seagram's is a fancy whiskey, but I can't really remember. Because I thought it was a gin at first. I was convinced though, like this was. I was like, maybe they put it in a different area. No.
No, you just had to look down.
Yeah. I was looking at too high of a shelf.
I also brought some Knob Creek in case we want to change it up a little bit.
This is a plastic bottle, and I'm telling you, for a gallon of liquor, it cost me $18. So
America
in college, that bottle used to be like $7. So they're moving up in the world.
Yeah,
it's inflation. Gallon of gas when you were in college was $2.50.
That's a fact. Point. That is a good point. Yeah. So, anyways, she said her favorite drink are 7 and 7. So we said, well, by golly, we're gonna make sure we have.
That's right.
Have you guys never had a 7 and 7?
I have never had one.
Never had one in my life.
Very popular in San Luis Obispo.
Oh wow.
Richie, you showed up in your black felt cowboy hat. You got the S kicker boots on and some blue jeans and your Buc-ee's Texas t-shirt. You are countryed out. Now, I feel bad. I tried. I went to Bass Pro Shops yesterday.
Yeah.
By the way, happy birthday to both my boys yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Caleb and Tyler. Yeah, 21, 25. I was looking at Caleb, 21 years old yesterday, and I thought 21 years ago, the last time I did this with the kid thing. And now Ben Fletcher, our very own Fletch, going to be just months away from experiencing that same thing. Congratulations.
People don't think you're lying. People
What?
don't think you're having fun.
What?
People think you're serious. Not pregnant.
We cannot wait to meet little Fletch. Which who knows when it'll be.
You're going to name your kid Brock too?
Yeah, Brock too.
Still not sure when
The electric boogaloo.
He won't tell us when the due date is. So we'll figure it out. I mean, we'll do some math.
So
dogging.
you were at Topgolf yesterday, yeah?
I was at Topgolf yesterday.
Boy, getting the swings honed in for yesterday because we need you.
Yeah.
There are par threes
choke
that
on
need a
Monster.
driver on the tee box.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you, I'm a little concerned here, guys.
Why?
As I teed off, almost every time I hit the ball, it went straight.
Oh, no, that's a problem.
Yeah, I did not know what to do with that.
Oh no.
Yeah,
We need your big sweeping slice.
That's what I'm saying. I still feel confident it'll come back, but I got a lot better after about Coors Light number 3.
Attaboy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeppers.
We'll have
So-
about 10 before we tee off.
That's
so
what I figured.
You'll be all right.
I figured I'll be fired up by
Yeah,
then.
who set that over under at 15 and a half drinks each?
Oh, that was those were my numbers. That
We're
was kind of
Vegas.
like one eye closed, looking at it like, can we hit that bullseye
Yeah,
No, it
over.
wasn't each. It was 15 and a half as a show.
as a show?
That's embarrassing.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends on how the show goes. We could have a real rough ride leading into.
It might be over by tee off.
Yeah, that's so it's only during the round. That's the tricky part.
Speaking of yesterday, I ran into Shelly Brown,
Uh-huh.
our fifth
Yeah.
of our group.
Yeah.
But I went to her bar and had her make me a drink.
Oh, gotcha.
I always
Yeah.
forget that
Shelley
Shelly works at a
Brown
bar
bar.
too. And I've showed up now twice to her bar and asked for a drink, and then she turns around and it's Shelly.
As you were asking for a drink, getting a drink handed to you, were you watching some
there she is now.
Padres?
She just walked past our window.
Un poco. I tried to really
Un
stay away from
poco?
TV yesterday. But yeah, they won. So maybe I should just stay away from the TV all the time.
Whenever you watch, did they lose?
Yeah.
I kind of feel that way too, actually.
Well, they're doing a good job at that lately.
Well, they stopped the bleeding.
This was a pretty rough road trip for the Padres. I think everybody was clicking their heels together on this trip going, there's no place like home. There's no place like home, because finally they got a win, snapping a 9-game road losing streak. Yikes. They beat the Phillies 5-2 yesterday. And thank goodness, look, I hate to say it, they've beaten good teams before, but I mean, when you're on the schneid the way the Padres were, it feels like it's going to be forever. Now, opposite from that, when they're playing well, you're sort of waiting for the other shoe to drop. So it's almost like you don't even get to enjoy the good times because you're just waiting for the bad times to follow. But unfortunately, when the bad times come, it feels like, when is this going to be over? Like, it's a lot harder to flip yourself and to say, well, surely they'll stop the bleeding, to your point, soon. They were able to against the Phillies. The question is, does it continue against the Brew Crew? And do they pull themselves out in another one of these lurches that they find themselves in?
Yeah. I mean, it does feel like that pendulum could be swinging back this way. Golly, man. The problem is when they go on the winning streaks, they're 3 or 4. They done that twice now, 3 winning streaks, I believe. The losing streaks are more than that. So as the season goes on, you're going to keep ticking further below that 500 mark. Now, right now, if the pendulum does swing back, well, they're 2 games below 500, so they win a few. All of a sudden, they're sitting right back where they were a few days ago, and we're still talking about the same thing, except Manny Machado. Had some words with Kevin Acee.
Yeah, so Manny's been on the struggle bus for the majority of this season, and Kevin, it sounds like, sat down with him Tuesday night after the game that was in, where the hell were they just now? Philadelphia. And so they sat down, and Manny has probably 10 quotes in this article that are all about a paragraph long. I put what I thought was the best quote in there about Manny's struggle so far this year. Kevin also talked about his hit rate at balls that are in the middle of the strike zone and the heart of the zone, and how it's so much lower than his career, which usually is like a 377 hitter on balls in the heart of the zone. This year he's in the 240s. It's like something is off with Manny, right? And Manny really let it all out. He says, I got to do it. Absolutely, I got to play. I'm effing frustrated. I'm effing pissed. I can't get there. I do think I found it. I think we've made a couple of adjustments that got me in the right direction, but I just can't get there. I got to get there. It's effing frustrating. I know it's going to be there. I'm just too effing good. I have to figure it out. I will figure it out. Even if I blow my effing elbow out again, I will figure it out.
You ever watch movies and they give you a little foreshadowing of what's about to happen in the movie? Doesn't it feel like that's a little bit of foreshadowing that maybe that elbow is going to be a problem here in the next month or so, that all of a sudden Manny has to bow out?
Yeah, it does. And it's been something that people have been talking about more and more and louder, that over the past 2 seasons now, Manny hasn't looked like Manny because Manny isn't Manny. He's not a whole player. He's been dealing with a nagging and serious injury for a long time. And he had it repaired. I say that with quotes around it because that repair was done this offseason, but is it really fully recovered? Is it something that he truly can play through? And yeah, I'm sure there have been many players who have played through elbow injuries and more serious surgeries. Look at Shohei Ohtani. He's having a hell of a year after elbow surgery. And yeah, he's not pitching and he's DHing and he's seeing the ball and he's hitting the ball extremely well. But Manny Machado isn't Shohei Ohtani. You know, Shohei is a different person. And I'm not even comparing talent. I'm just saying he's a completely different person. These may have been, and I think they are, different surgeries. There may have been, and there probably was more damage to one elbow versus the other. And I'm not even going to say that it was Manny's that was more damaged. It's just they're completely subjectively, or I should say objectively, different surgeries because they happened on different people. Look, some people sail through ACL recovery, you know, when they tear their ACL. Some people have knee problems for the rest of their playing career. Some people have Tommy John surgery and they become a better pitcher on the other side of Tommy John. Some people have a nagging, swollen elbow for the rest of their career and it completely changes them for the worse. Unfortunately, Manny Machado, who went under the knife this offseason, may be on the unlucky side of the coin flip when it comes to surgery, because it is a coin flip every time you get opened up on a surgeon's table to figure out what's wrong with you or to fix what's wrong with you. I hope that's not the case. I'm certainly praying that Manny Machado pulls through this okay. But yeah, to your point about foreshadowing, him blowing up in this article and in front of reporters, it's not a good sign.
It's not. And I tried to do the Rich Ohrnberger thing and ask why when this article came out, because it seemed timed pretty well. I mean, after a 5-game losing streak, the star of the team, the guy the team's been built around, sits down with Kevin Acee and gives him 10 really juicy red meat quotes that obviously Kevin was going to print the next day. And Kevin even added a little opinion into this article talking about the fact that the Padres are getting this season out of Jerks and Profar, Matt Waldron, guys who weren't supposed to be great, who have been great, but they're still not going to get anywhere if Manny Machado is not playing like Manny Machado. And so when I see something like this and I see the timing of it, remember earlier this week, I believe it was on Tuesday, we were talking about Mike Shildt in the press conference after a game where they lost 9-2, and he was so overwhelmingly positive about everything in it. I almost wonder if Manny Machado stepped up in a moment to be a leader and said some things in an article to let his teammates know, look, guys, this is on me. You guys are doing awesome. Because everything he said in here is about himself, and it's about how he's been hurting the team. And so I wonder if that's the moment where Manny's saying, look, guys, I need to be better. I need to do this for you guys. You've been doing it for me all year. Here I come. I'm almost there. I've been working on things. You see me in the cage hitting extra time. What can we do to get to the next level? And I think it starts with me. If that's the case, if Manny Machado is like stepping into that role and being the leader and taking over for a Mike Shildt who's not going to say anything bad about the team or about Manny Machado, I respect it a lot out of Manny Machado. Now, that's if I'm correct with that assessment. If TD is correct, and this is foreshadowing, then it's a different feeling altogether for Padres fans.
Yeah, I mean, you might be right. You might be right on that. My initial thought was when I heard all this was, oh, the reason Mike Shildt is being so overly sweet is because the team is getting so frustrated that when they start to do interviews, that's going to leak out. So he has to be opposite land of that to try to make an even keel of everything. By Mike Shildt being that way, that allows Manny Machado to open the door and be pissed off with Kevin Acee. But when little things are dropped like that of even if I blow my elbow out again, I'm going to get there, to me feels like that elbow is going to come up if the slide continues or if the trend continues here of Manny not being Manny. Then they'll go, okay, listen, buddy, we're gonna call it the elbow. We're gonna sit down. We've already talked about it here in the press. Everything's good to go. We were set up on our end. Go ahead and take a seat for the rest of the season, and we'll start again in 2025.
Yeah, baseball, like a lot of sports, but especially baseball, is the majority of the work is mental. And if you're not there for whatever reason, he's a new dad, or who knows, maybe father time is starting to creep up into this equation, because again, it's objectively different for every player. What Manny Machado looks like on the wrong side of 30 is very different from what other players look like on the wrong side of 30. It's life. I mean, age has a different effect on different people, and whether that means you're going to be a tick slower in your approach, or you're not going to be seeing the ball as well, or you're not going to be making as much contact, or you're going to have some of your power taken away from you, or whatever it may be, the ball player you were may not be the ball player you are. And for somebody who the sport has come so easily to for so long, that could be the situation. So to your point, it really is one of those things where yeah, Fletch, you could be right. It could be Manny trying to take one on the chin and inspire the troops, or it could be Manny doing what Manny does. Look, Manny's favorite topic of conversation is Manny. I mean, let's not pretend because he's hurt, it changes the entire narrative around Manny Machado. And I do believe he's hurt, but I also know that it's the world according to Manny. Look, I mean, there were whispers around the clubhouse that he was pissed when Bogarts got signed because where's my deal? Where was all that money when I was asking for an extension? Look, this is a tricky character we're talking about. That not everything has been smooth sailing with Manny Machado.
Well, and to your point, mentally, it could stem from a bad elbow. So, I mean, if the elbow's not working right and something just doesn't feel right, that would also get in your head. Yeah. So there's a number of dominoes that may be falling.
Or it could be a convenient excuse.
Or that.
I'm look, and again, we'll never know. Only Manny will. We've seen players play well hurt. We've seen players play not so well hurt. We made the comparison actually a month ago. We were talking about the difference between Phillip Rivers in that playoff performance with a hurt knee over LaDainian Tomlinson in that playoff performance with a hurt knee. One guy was on the field leading his team. The other guy was on the sideline in a starter jacket.
Right.
And by the way, I'm not judging either player, but I will say this. There were a lot more glowing headlines and a lot more fond remembrances of how Phillip fought through that season as opposed to LT.
Well, the Padres, for all that, they did get a win yesterday, 5-2 over the Phillies. They dropped 5 straight games before that. They're coming back home for a 7-game homestand beginning today. No days off. 4 against the Brewers, 3 against the Nationals. Some really sad news, guys, this week as the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays, passed away at the age of 93. The Hall of Famer played 23 seasons in Major League Baseball, considered to be one of the greatest baseball players and center fielders to ever touch the diamond, the godfather to Barry Bonds. The Say Hey Kid, which there's a few conflicting arguments of why he was called the Say Hey Kid. You've heard Hartman's story about it, right?
Yeah.
He couldn't remember people's names. So, hey. But also, apparently some journalist out in Brooklyn actually named him that. And in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, she notched a double-double as the Indiana Fever have won 3 straight games. The Indiana Fever are back, boys.
Yes.
Locked in.
What, dude? Finally.
Did you guys see the little story about Charlie Woods?
Yeah.
Little Tigers kid, 15 years old. Now, Tiger was 14, and he had about 10 times the accomplishment of Charlie, so what a disappointment. But he was the first qualifier at an event for the USGA to play in the junior championships. 15 years old. He's walking in dad's footsteps already.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah, his first USGA championship. So good on him. We'll see how it works out. When does that get fired up again?
I believe the end of June or the beginning of July.
I believe you're right. Yeah, next month at Oakland Hills. So looking forward to seeing the results there.
We do have giveaways today.
Yeah, we do.
We got Doobie Brother tickets. They're going to be at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater June 25th. Decent seats. Ticketmaster.com. We also have fair tickets, a family 4-pack of tickets to the 2024 San Diego County Fair going on now through July 7th at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. Let's look back, have some fun together, and go retro. Tickets and info, sdfair.com. And we didn't discuss this pre-show.
Yeah.
Just do what you feel is right. Listen to your heart.
But
I'm not sure. I'm so conflicted.
We do have a foursome to give away. So look, sometimes plans fall through and not everybody can make it to a golf tournament. And so fortunate for us, we've been awarded another opportunity to welcome listeners to join us out on the links at San Marcos tomorrow.
Sweet. So how do we do it here? We need people, because it's so last minute. You got to have your foursome set.
Yeah.
So we're going to need you to email us all the names, and then we'll throw your name in a hat and pick it out. And then
I love this idea.
And then that's it.
Okay, yeah. And it can't be like Dr. Seuss, no. Dr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll, and myself, Dr. No.
That's right.
Yeah,
we need names and we need emails.
Okay, so Benjamin Fletcher at iHeartMedia.com.
Yeah.
If you email Benjamin Fletcher at iHeartMedia.com, and that's all spelled the normal way you would think, go ahead and send your foursome. Literally the first person. Well, actually, I shouldn't say the first person, but we'll pick one of the people before show's end who has emailed us a complete list of their foursome. We'll get you on the course. You'll be playing right next to us on the tee box. So we tee off, you tee off. It's going to be a lot of fun at Jesse Lozano's One More Win golf tournament coming up tomorrow.
Lay out a scenario for you guys.
Yeah.
Say you're a listener out there driving around in the car today, and you're like, oh, I already have a golf game planned for tomorrow with 4 guys. We're teeing off at 9:00 at, I don't know, Steel Canyon or one of the other golf courses around San Diego.
Cancel it.
Switch it to this. This is a free foursome at a badass event. You're going to be drinking and playing with us all day long. It's going to be an absolute blast. I mean, I heard some of the things that are getting set up. Here's a little teaser. There's a golf ball bazooka on the first hole.
Yes.
I mean, I can't tell you how excited I am for just that.
Yeah.
I know.
Do
And
we
also
have to shoot it at the hole?
I don't know. Do not shoot it at me. I'll punch you. But there's also
range. I'm gonna have you guys do target practice on me.
There's a big putting competition. There's swag bags. There's a long drive competition, a closest to the pin competition. So all these things that you see at these 4-man scramble tournaments will be there, and we want you to be there too. So Benjamin Fletcher at iHeartMedia.com. Everybody who emails me their foursome today that's locked in and ready to go tomorrow will be thrown into a hat. We will announce the winner later in the show.
I feel like we could win all of these.
This is
Closest to the pin, longest drive. We have so many tools in our toolbox.
Rich Ornberger is both of you are very confusing golf players. All three of us. Because Rich, I have seen literally, I watched this happen one time. We were playing out at Steel Canyon, and the first time he pulled out his driver, he missed the ball entirely. In fact, I think he hit all tee because he tees the ball up so high, and the tee went about a mile. Then he's like, okay, well, breakfast ball, throw another one on there. It's a 400-yard drive. He doesn't make sense. But when he gets both cheeks and all that chest into a golf swing, ball go far.
It goes.
Ball go very far.
And then TD,
sometimes too far.
Travis's drive, it'll carry 300 yards in the air, but it'll only go about 120 yards. That don't make sense either.
It is the bendiest of bendy slices, but it finds its way to most of the greens on par threes. He goes driver off the deck. Look, it is.
I really only need one club.
It's a sight to behold. Yeah, I mean, technically, you can putt with driver.
I have.
It's a flat face. We've seen him do it. Okay, listen, we got to do it. It feels like when there's San Francisco 49ers news, we've got to lean into the story.
Oh, what? Is there news?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't listen to an interview this morning and write out word for word what Albert Breer said.
Wow.
Did that happen?
Shocking.
Yeah. We will lean into the 49ers storyline with Brandon Ayuk. If you missed this little ditty a couple hours ago, actually really less than an hour ago on Two Pros and a Cup of Joe, we have the direct transcript. It's written down in front of us, and we'll go over it line for line.
Should we wait on that, though? We'll do Caitlin Clark. If we have time, we'll get to Ayuk.
What do you think, Fledge?
It's the NFL.
We got to play the horns.
We're
playing the horns. Coming up next.
This update is presented by Toyota of Poway in the heart of San Diego. We will start off here with the Padres, who did get a win yesterday, 5-2 over the Phillies. They dropped 5 straight games before that. Padres coming back home for 7 games at Petco Park, 4 against the Brewers. Excuse me. Then 3 against the Nationals starting today. That was a hiccup.
You got 2 monsters open in there?
Well, Rich gave me one, which is the one I like.
Okay,
but
yeah.
I didn't know that Rich was doing that, and so I bought this one because it was the only one in the vending machine.
That's the one I got.
All right, some sad news this week is the Say Hey Kid Willie Mays passed away at the age of 93. The Hall of Famer played 23 seasons, considered to be one of the greatest baseball players ever to touch the diamond. The summer sales event is on now at Toyota of Poway. Over 200 new and pre-owned Toyotas in stock will get you the Toyota of your dreams. With special finance and lease rates, there's never been a better time to get a new or certified pre-owned Toyota. Visit toyotaofpoway.com.
Rolling through a Thursday here, Big Rich TD and Flash, San Diego Sports 760. The One More Win golf tournament happening tomorrow. We're going to be broadcasting live out there from 6 to 9, and right at 9 o'clock, we're going to be teeing off. Now, we were able to give away a couple foursomes here with this. If you want more information on this, by the way, Jesse Lozano's One More Win golf tournament, the number 1 morewin.org is where you'll find all of it. But due to someone having to bow out, we now have another foursome that we can give away. But if you want to win this thing, because it's tomorrow morning, we have to submit all the names this morning. So you have to have your name and your other 3 peeps that are going to be joining you. All 4 people, the whole foursome, and email that to Benjamin Fletcher at iHeartMedia.com.
BenjaminFletcher at iHeartMedia.com.
That's going to be awesome.
My parents are Keith and Angela Fletcher. I live at 19.
Now, so you'll be teeing off right behind us. So the party continues. I mean, this thing, literally, our party's going to kick off tomorrow at 6 a.m. Tony Conja's going to be golfing with us from Keg and Bottle. 10 locations all throughout San Diego County on a bar cart Friday. And producer Shelly, Jesse Lozano's, Jesse and Tati's producer, said, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to join the guys because they know how to do it right. And so we're in. We got it.
So this is the
Cowboy Curtis just came in, everybody.
All right, Mike.
This is the first time we've been invited to Jesse's golf tournament. He's been doing it for like 10 years.
Will it be the last time?
I think it goes one of 2 ways.
Okay.
Either he loves having us out there, because we're not going to change who we are when we get out there. He loves the energy and the fun that we bring, or he's like,
what
TD puked on the 17th hole and started digging up the fairway with his dirt digger, and he kept running around the course saying, this is my dirt spoon, this is my dirt spoon. And then, of course, and we're never allowed back.
It's so big, I call it Dirt Diggler.
It's a good name for that. Golly. I got my Traeger named. I might as well name the dirt spoon.
Wait, what do you name the Traeger?
Bear Grylls.
Oh, that's right, I forgot. By the way, I've seen his Traeger app. It's spelt with a Z.
It is.
It is spelt with a Z, just like you thought it would. Speaking of making everyone uncomfortable, Brandon Ayuk, he I'm sure ruffled some Niners fans' feathers recently with that little TikTok video where his
Still have a
girlfriend
crink in my neck.
was filming him FaceTiming his old teammate from ASU, Jaden Daniels, who's currently the 2nd overall draft pick, and he's going to be the starting quarterback with the Washington Commanders, about how they don't want me. That was his direct quote, obviously talking about the San Francisco 49ers and this ongoing contract dispute between he and them.
Or maybe he was trying to join a foursome for the One More Win golf tournament.
They don't want me.
That's a good point, CD. I had never thought about the fact that maybe he was talking about something else that didn't want him.
Yeah,
what if it was like his friend got abducted by aliens standing right next to him, and the aliens told him, no, you're good, we don't want you.
Dude,
could be.
I didn't think of that
Probable.
either. And frankly, more likely than him talking about his ongoing contract dispute with the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense.
So Albert
Just not take it off the table yet. That's all I'm saying.
right. We're leaving all possibilities on the table currently. But in the meantime, NFL Insider, Albert Breer, I'm a big fan of billiards. Did I ever mention that?
Yeah.
Albert Breer was on the Two Pros and a Cup of Joe podcast. It's not a podcast. They also podcast it, but look, it's a show.
We're distracted.
Sorry,
But
yeah.
billiards is distracting us.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, that's quite a stance.
All right, you keep looking at butts. I'm going to read the quotes. Albert Breer says on Two Pros and a Cup of Joe, which airs every morning before our show, like a live radio show.
Nicely done.
Mm-hmm.
He had a couple quotes about Brandon Ayuk. He says that Brandon Ayuk and the 49ers both want to figure this out, quote, in spite of what you may have seen on TikTok. So maybe he was talking about aliens. That's not Albert Breer, that's me.
Or maybe the TikTok video was a marketing video.
Potentially.
Could have been.
Is that a pun? You said it like it was a pun.
No, it was no pun.
Okay.
I truly was thinking that.
Another quote from Albert. I feel comfortable saying that if you were to ask the 49ers right now who you would want for the next 5 years, they would say Brandon Ayuk, and they would have been more likely to trade Deebo Samuel this offseason than Brandon Ayuk.
Ooh,
that was the biggie.
Ouch.
So that's the opinion right there. Now, is he speaking with any sort of knowledge of the situation? Yeah, probably. From what he's heard, it probably sounds like things are closer than they are further away. Look, a lot of these reporters, by the way, they get their information from either agents or executives, because those are the people who are going to be around the sport the longest. The players, we come and go. You know what I mean? Like we're there for a couple of years, then we're gone. But the executives, they bounce around the league for decades. The agents, I mean, shoot, some of these agents, they've been there longer than like since before the merger. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
Lee Steinberg's been around forever.
Oh, dude, yeah. Some of these guys are fossilized. It's pretty incredible what they've seen and who they've known and who they've met and the deals they've done. And so there are certain agents who, even when two sides appear really far apart, they know their side isn't as far from a deal as they're making it seem.
And I would also think Albert Breer would know if the Niners and Brandon Ayuk are, say, $4 million away on a deal, which it kind of sounds like that's how far it was. Like Ayuk wanted more in the mid-20s, Niners were more in the low 20s. That is something that's very doable in the NFL.
Because you could also make up some of that money in incentives.
Yeah.
And it might be the executive side dragging their feet. Like, do we really want to make a precedent that if you stomp your feet loud enough and throw a big old tantrum in the offseason, that we will give you the incentives that you want to make up some of the lost salary? I guess we got to budge. Here we go again. I roll, sign the dotted line, Brandon. Okay, we're good for at least the next 3 years on a 5-year deal, that you're not going to cry that you're being underpaid again. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Next guy. That's how these things sometimes work. And to your point, it could be a couple of $1 million, which sounds like a tremendous amount of money for you and I. Look, my parents combined worked their entire lives. My mom's still working. She'll never come anywhere near what the minuscule amounts they're arguing over.
Right.
But like for a football player, for an NFL team worth several billions of dollars, we're talking about peanuts.
Now, the juicy bit in there is the Deebo Samuel part. So do you remember as we were leading up to the draft, it was, well, the Niners might want to move up to one of those picks early in the draft, whether it was the Chargers at 5 or the Steelers, wherever they were picking. But it was kind of talking about, well, those two teams need wide receivers. The Niners have a couple wide receivers. Will they trade Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel ahead of the draft to move up and get a wide receiver who's going to let them be cheaper later on, right? If Deebo Samuel was truly the name that they were throwing out there to those teams, and he did not get traded, this report that Albert Breer's given us is definitely coming from an agent, because the 49ers would never want it to get back to Deebo that they were ready to trade him.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I think this whole thing is set up from an agent. I think that the video on TikTok was set up. I think that was part of the plan to get this thing rolling here, get it out in the open. Let's start talking about it so we can start moving money around. And I think this statement came from the agent to try to go, oh, no. Come on, no. What you're seeing on TikTok isn't true. We want to make a deal.
Or it could all be sourced from the Niners side. Like, maybe Breer has somebody on the Niners side where he goes, whoa, that's not good. And he shoots a text like, hey, your boy is on TikTok saying that you don't want him. And he's like, yeah, he's a little sore-assed about the fact that we told him to take a little bit of a haircut, and he's acting out. We'll get the deal done. Just like, oh, okay. And what about this? Like, you guys trading him? Is it possibly trading him? Listen, I'll tell you right now, we're not trading Brandon. In fact, we would have traded Deebo before we traded Brandon. Well, all of a sudden, Now, don't get me wrong. Like, he can't run to the media or run to the presses and make an article, because maybe he has to protect that. But he can say it subjectively, like, this is the way I feel about this situation. And it's based on good information, but he doesn't want to burn a resource that he has with the Niners. It could be as simple as that, or he could just be speculating. All I know is I have a feeling that they'll probably find a middle ground and get this deal done.
I think so too.
Yeah. You know what? There's no middle ground on Prize Picks. It's either win or loss.
And
are you in
best
or are you out? And it is. It makes everything more exciting.
And actually, there is a little middle ground because, like, say you have a 6-person entry going, right? But only 4 of them you pick correctly on. You still get some of the money back.
That's true.
Which is really nice about Prize Picks.
They have those protected plays on Prize Picks. I really appreciate that, where, you could miss on some of your lineup and still get paid out. I also like the fact that, if somebody gets poked in the eye in the first quarter of an NBA game, and this happened to me, where a guy was slated to have, I don't know, a million points. And I was like, well, I'm going to take the more. He doesn't even show up to play. He's injured. Well, they're just going to count that as, hey, we're going to give you your money back. Or they're going to keep a lineup going so you can still get paid out on a lineup. Prize Picks isn't out to gouge you. They're not out to get you. They're out to make sports more fun for you. And that's the reason why it's the #1 fantasy sports app in North America.
And as we roll into summer, and by the way, we're only 76 days away from NFL 2024 kicking off. Prize Picks is where you need to go. America's #1 fantasy app with a community of over 5 million active players. Prize Picks is the most exciting way to get on summer sports action while watching your favorite teams and players. Baseball, soccer, pro tennis, esports, women's basketball, especially the most popular events going on right now. But I like dabbling with Power Slap. If cornhole ever gets on the Prize Picks app, I will be all over it. How about darts? Some of the fringe sports have been the most fun to play with on Prize Picks.
Yeah, you know what? Caitlin Clark, she hasn't only drawn more attention to the sport of the WNBA, she's also drawn more attention to my Prize Picks app, because early in the WNBA season, I was absolutely cleaning house. I have cooled off a little bit since, but that's okay. Look, I thought I cracked the code, and I did for a little while, but you know what? It's fun. It's competition, and you battle the app. You sort of battle sometimes your own judgment, and it makes these games more interesting. I promise you this, I've watched way more women's basketball than I ever have, and a lot of it's because of Prize Picks. Anyways, download the app today. If you don't already have it, sign up with promo code DOGS. That's DOGS. That's promo code DOGS. And you're going to get your first deposit matched up to $100. That's what I did. I put in $100. I had $200 to play with. It's that easy. Download Prize Picks. First deposit match up to $100 if you use promo code DOGS. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. So we're doing something interesting. We're lucky. We've happened into another foursome at the One More Win golf tournament coming up tomorrow morning. We're going to be out there broadcasting live from San Marcos at Jesse Lozano's golf tournament. If you've ever heard of it, it's once annual and it's coming up tomorrow again. It is a really fun time. We're thrilled to be involved in it. And if you want to tee off in the group right behind us, all you got to do is send an email Fletcher at iHeartMedia.com and just send him the names of the foursome you want to golf with behind us. So you are going to be on the tee. I say behind us. You're going to be with us. You're going to be right there on the course with us. We're going to be celebrating together, having some drinks on the course. I mean, look, we don't take golf all that serious, so it's just going to be a roving group of banshees making their way across the course.
The golf mob.
Yeah, it's yeah. You've heard of flash mobs. This is going to be something similar, just with golf clubs in our hands.
Right.
Anyways, send that foursome to Benjamin Fletcher at iHeartMedia.com. And as long as you have 4 names on the list, including your own, well, you've got your name in the hat. Throw it at the show, and somebody's going to come out there, or I should say somebodies are going to come out there and golf with us. We also have Doobie Brothers tickets. We have San Diego County Fair tickets, all that coming up later in the show. We got to talk a little Caitlin Clark, though.
Did you see the not foul on her again?
Yeah.
This was yesterday.
This is getting weird.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. So no foul called, and it was a karate chop almost to the face. I mean, it's definitely on her arm. This is a foul, in my opinion, on every aspect. They don't call it. But now here we are talking about it. It's in the news. It's on all kinds of websites. I mean, it is a hack and slash.
It is. It is. So to give you guys some perspective, this has happened in the NBA in the past. There was, so you probably remember the player more so for his commercials now, but Shaquille O'Neal, you remember when he was actually a basketball player instead of like an expert pitchman?
One of the best free throwers, I think, in the league.
Shaq made 1 3-pointer his entire career.
Dude.
And it was a bank.
He was, when I tell you a terrible shooter, it didn't matter where he was on the court. If he was shooting mid-range, long range, or from the free throw line, the charity stripe, he was awful. But if he was in the paint under the basket, laying it up or dunking it, most of the time dunking it, he was unstoppable. But teams quickly realized, like, oh my gosh, like this is the way you neutralize Shaq. You just foul him.
Right.
You literally bring in someone off the bench every single rotation, and you just have that guy foul him. This way, nobody important gets into foul trouble, and it's just Shaq at the free throw line, and he's gonna miss. He was like a career abysmal free throw shooter, so they called it Hack-a-Shack.
Right,
and it worked.
You also had the Jordan rules.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Which this feels a little more similar to, and it's Michael Jordan obviously got more media than anybody in all the NBA. He was also better than anybody in all the NBA. And so teams, especially the bad boys of the Detroit Pistons, would try to hurt Michael Jordan. Every time he went to the basket, they would literally, it wasn't a foul to get him to the free throw line. It was a foul to end his night. And now you're seeing it with Caitlin Clark. Teams are going to be rough with her because she's getting the media attention, because they're a little jealous of her. And maybe because, by the way, if you've noticed over the last 3 games, the Fever are starting to win, and Caitlin Clark's been at the middle of it. I think it's a little bit of the Caitlin rules. Not comparing her to Michael Jordan, by the way. I think
the WNBA has said, yeah, foul away and don't call it, and let it be talked about in the media, because let's keep this WNBA Caitlin Clark train a rolling.
Listen, you cannot talk about player safety if you're a commissioner of any of these sports leagues, because let's be honest, at the end of the day, what you want is attention and dollar bills. And so in the NFL, having international games where you're not sure about the field conditions, you're not sure about security at some of these new stadiums that these teams are going to be playing at, namely in Sao Paulo now, Spain next year in Madrid, like that stuff is going to have an impact, maybe a negative impact on the players over the course of their careers.
And if there's a big hit in an NFL game, the NFL Twitter account will be posting that clip because it goes viral.
18 games coming up next in the NFL. I mean, if Major League Baseball could wring more out of the sponge in terms of games played, trust me, they would. If people weren't completely satisfied or oversaturated by 162 games, they'd add more too. In fact, they added another playoff team recently. So did the NFL, by the way. All these leagues do this. So whatever gets them more attention, they're thrilled with. In the WNBA right now, they've realized what's getting them more attention than anything else on social media is when Caitlin Clark is hard fouled. I mean, great night scoring the basketball, that doesn't go nearly as viral than when all of a sudden this girl is driving toward the rim, and whether it's Angel Reese or this last bruiser who tried to take her out, I mean, dude, it's the reality of the situation.
It's you have a heel. You've got a hero, you got a heel.
Yep.
So there you go. And that's a storyline, and that gets people talking about it. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
Something that had everybody talking around this building is when Wayne and Chloe got through with us after our first month with SDFatLoss.com, they're like, how did you guys do it? How did you lose all that weight?
Just stand there so we can look at you.
Yeah, I was really uncomfortable for a little while there. I mean, especially Bob from sales.
Right.
I mean, I could feel him just staring at us
Right.
constantly. We're just like,
kept asking, can I put my hands on you? And we're like, I don't know. Sure.
He was claiming he was a professional healer. We're like, are we sure we trust Bob? Anyways, look, great guy, just a little handsy. The point is, SD Fat Loss works, right? SDFatLoss.com. Wayne and Chloe were our weight loss team. I lost over 35 pounds. Travis Dale lost over 30 pounds. Benjamin Fletcher down close to 50 pounds. That ain't no lie. And it is sustainable weight loss because their plan works. You lose the weight first, you maintain the weight loss second. And that's where we all are. We're in the maintenance phase. And you could stay on that for the rest of your life because this isn't just a fad diet. This is a lifestyle change. That's what we love about it so much. Again, Wayne and Chloe are your weight loss team, your Sherpas on the climb up the mountain to a new you. So if you're looking at the summer months ahead and saying, I got to look better in this bathing suit. Yeah, we get it. SDFatLoss.com. If you want to save a little money also, yeah, we get it. SDFatLoss.com. Mention our name when you book your first and free consultation with Wayne and Chloe, and you'll save $200. There's no reason to wait any longer. SDFatLoss.com.
This update is presented by Lexus Carlsbad. Experience auto enjoyment. Padres got a win yesterday, 5-2 over the Phillies after dropping 5 straight games. Pods come back home for a 7-game homestand beginning today. 4 with the Brewers, 3 against the Nationals. Some sad news this week as the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays, passed away at the age of 93. The Hall of Famer played 23 seasons, considered to be one of the greatest baseball players ever to touch the field. Experience auto enjoyment today and see why Lexus Carlsbad has won the Elite of Lexus Award 25 times for customer service and save with Lexus Lease Cash on Lexus electric and hybrid models. See details at LexusCarlsbad.com or visit Lexus Carlsbad today.
Happy Thursday to those who celebrate. Woo! Oh my gosh, we are pumped. We are only an hour away from meeting country dancer Chris. We just set up the whole studio to welcome her in. I mean, it's truly a Bar Cart Thursday today. We unintentionally, we're now doing Bar Cart Friday on a Thursday, and then guess what? We're going to do Bar Cart Friday for real tomorrow at a golf course.
That is correct. Brought to you by Keg and Bottle, 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. If you're looking to make what country dance girl Chris is going to make for us today, the 7 and 7, you can pick up some Seagrin 7 at any Keg and Bottle location, probably under $20.
Yeah, it's not going to put you back, I promise. You can find these in a plastic bottle, gallon size, or less than $7.
We're going to have so many.
Less than $20. Yeah, we're gonna have a good old time here. There's no question about it. 7 and 7s. That's country dancer Chris's favorite drink. She's a bartender. She's a country dancer or dance instructor, line dance instructor, and also she's a model. So this is gonna be tons of fun. Asking her questions about her rise to fame on social media. Find out if she's a sports fan, and also ask her if she has any of the answers for the Padres' woes on the road.
Right,
snapping a 9-game road losing streak. Thank goodness on their way out of the door in Philadelphia.
Golly.
It was getting pretty bleak.
So are they 2 games under 500 now?
Yes.
Isn't it kind of amazing that they're only 2 games under 500 right now?
It blows my mind how this team goes. Like,
well, they were 2 over.
I know. And by the way,
they must have been 3 over, right? Because now
they were 2 over.
They just lost 5 straight.
Yeah, but they were they were 3 under. Then they won yesterday, and now they're 2 under.
2 under. It's crazy.
It's just we just hover around this point.
We'll get back to the Padres in a little bit here, but since we mentioned the golf tournament tomorrow, Jesse Lozano's one more win golf tournament, we have happened into a great thing. We have an extra foursome to give away. Somebody had a bail. That's good news for some of our listeners here who have wanted to go and join us out on the course. We're going to be there in San Marcos for the One More Win golf tournament tomorrow, teeing off at 9 a.m. If you can put together a foursome, and I mean fast, we need names. So all you got to do is email Benjamin Fletcher at iHeartMedia.com. That's Benjamin Fletcher at iHeartMedia.com. Send Fletch your foursome. We need your name and 3 other names on that email. And you're in the running to be out there with us tomorrow morning at the golf course. So a lot of fun there. Also, this hour, we're giving away a pair of Doobie Brothers tickets. So be listening for your opportunity for those as well. Guys, the NFL is within 70-something days away from kicking off. Yeah.
I believe Fletch already pulled the numbers, and they are
76 days, 16 hours, 53 minutes, and 32 seconds.
God, it feels.
No, it's time. We can start talking about it. It's not too early.
Tomorrow is 75 days away.
It doesn't seem like it was 2 weeks ago that we were saying 90 days.
That's like it's 2 months and some change. Like that's how you got to think about it, right?
Well,
now.
wait, this is regular season kickoff.
Regular season kickoff, so, like Chiefs, Ravens, Arrowhead Stadium.
I'm just saying you could back about 21 days off of that.
Yeah.
For some preseason
we'll
ball.
Have some preseason
I got the NFL Network on in studio. We're changed.
Yeah,
we're there.
And we're watching stuff from 1968.
And dude, it's Super Bowl Classics Rewind. These are actually awesome if you ever watch them.
We're watching the Roger Staubach Dallas Cowboys taking on. Is this the Steelers or the Packers?
Is this the Emmitt Smith era also, or is this
No,
that was way later.
Oh, this is way earlier than that.
Yeah.
This
is late 70s.
Emmitt Smith was all that was all Aikman. Yeah, and Michael Irving. That team was so stacked.
Sanders on that team.
Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Yep. That was that era. That was the 90s Cowboys.
That was a ridiculous Cowboys team right
No
there.
question.
You
about
watch these Super Bowl classic rewinds, and you see how violent the game is. Like just that on a punt return,
Right.
there was 10 people in a pile up.
Yeah,
Like, it's so much more fun.
And I'm pretty sure if they take that plastic helmet off, the inside's just plastic helmet.
Yeah, it's just more plastic. It's just hard pads on the inside. No, it was a different game back then. There's no question. Even now, like I retired from the NFL 10 years ago. In a decade's time, the advances in the equipment they're using, like the helmets look different. Way weirder. They kind of look like astronaut helmets now. I mean, it's just a lot's changed in just a very short amount of time.
Well, also the athlete has changed. I mean, this is a different breed of human being.
There's no
here.
Saquon Barkley's on the field right now.
No. These guys, it's almost like they were construction workers who were pretty good at football.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah.
Some of these guys were like substitute teachers
Yeah,
on
right.
the offensive line. It's like, did you guys know that our gym teacher also works for the Steelers? And somebody's like smoking a cigarette in the parking lot. Like, what do you mean? Like he's a janitor for the Steelers? No, he's their left guard.
Exactly
and he's pretty
correct.
good.
Exactly correct.
All right, guys, another minute just ticked off the board. 76 days, 16 hours, 51 minutes, and 15 seconds.
All right, so check it out. We're watching this like 70s
It's the
Super
first
Bowl.
use of digital words on screen.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, those look like some of the TikTok captions that we use now.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the deal, though. Back then, they had a burgeoning league called the NFL Europe, right? This is when the first version of international expansion was taking place. Actually, it might have been later than this era, but it doesn't matter. It ties in well to what's happening in the NFL current day, which is obviously an expansion of these international games. You have the Jaguars basically living half their season in London, England. You have teams always going to Europe to play, and it's only going to expand from where it is now. Not only London games, but Germany games. Next season, they'll debut Madrid games in Spain. We have the Sao Paulo game this year. Mexico City has been a site. They're talking about having games in Asia soon. I mean, look, we've talked about this in the past. Is there anything positive you could say about international expansion? Because I think the three of us can point out plenty of the negatives, but is there anything positive you could say about international expansion?
Well, it is gaining more fans for the NFL. I mean, that is a positive. More eyeballs on the NFL. That's just gonna boost everything about it. Whether that's paychecks, whether that's more screen time, more football time. In fact, all of these overseas games are shown on television, right?
Yeah.
I got the two off the top of my head are it looks cool. Like the drone shots of other cities that we don't usually get to see. Like it just looks cool. Like I imagine Sao Paulo, Brazil is going to look like one of the coolest ones we've ever seen.
Yeah.
The second thing, I really like the time change. Like I like being able to wake up at when I normally wake up on a Sunday morning, like 6 a.m. and get right to football. Like I might be alone on that island, but I love waking up and the cup of coffee is joined by like big hits right away.
I actually agree with you to a certain extent on that one. I don't mind it. I don't know if I prefer it or not, but I certainly know that in terms of my fantasy team roster, it always pisses me off because I always forget till last minute to set my roster.
That's a you problem. Your roster should be set 10 different times before Saturday night.
You say that to me all the time. Yeah. Really. Actually, Fletch is that guy in the group text that will remind you to set your roster. Like, hey boys, just by the way.
Well, okay. Here's the problem. Like when you're playing against TD in the iHeart League, and he has 4 guys who are on IR or not starting the next day. I'm like, I don't want to win like this. I don't. It feels like you're kicking a 6-year-old
like that.
Yeah, that's also true. Can you imagine? Yeah. I had 3 guys who aren't even in the league anymore, and somehow pulled off that win. No,
I hate the time change.
You don't like
I hate it. I hate everything about it. Not just because I forget to set my fantasy lineup. I do not like waking up and football's on already. I want a little prep work. I want to be able to go grab a cup of coffee, get myself settled in. Maybe
15 hours of being an absolute vegetable on the couch is pretty great with football on the whole time.
No, I want to be able to go to the grocery store and grab a steak and get it prepped for that afternoon. Oh,
you know what's so weird is I remember growing up in New York. Football didn't start until the afternoon.
I can't imagine that.
I mean,
10 a.m. kickoffs have been part of my life forever.
It was so weird making the adjustment out here at first, like even to the extent of like sometimes we were playing morning games. Like you were just like, what is happening?
And the night game didn't start until 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, like it's
God, you wouldn't go to bed till like midnight.
If you
What
want
do morning radio hosts do in New York?
dude, they
We do that now.
That's also true.
I never make it to midnight now. God.
Me and TD are night owls. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I wake up with 5 text messages from 10 o'clock on from you guys every single day.
I know.
You were shopping for Seagram 7 at 10:30.
That's correct. I was installing air conditioning units in a rental property last night. Like I had a busy night last night, and then like a good tradesman, I finished up going, time to get some plastic bottle whiskey.
Hard day's work.
So yeah,
I think I've got some leather work gloves in the truck. If you'd like me to grab them for you.
like a rock. Oh, like a rock.
You know what's in my toolbox in my truck?
What's that?
Golf clubs.
Yeah.
Sweet,
Yeah, that's
sweet.
right.
Real man's tools.
Yeah.
What- when are you gonna fill that thing with ice and ice cold Bud Light
Here's
and
Light.
Bush Light?
Maybe Pacifico cans.
He's got that diamond plated toolbox that's in the bed of his Tacoma.
Yeah.
Well, because the guy I got it from is actually like a construction worker.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he like actually used it for tools.
And so Fletch was like, yeah, take all those tools out of there. I'm not going to need those. And the guy's like, what are you going to put in this box? He's like, my clubs. And he has. And they've lived in there ever
Literally
since.
in there right now is the shot fund, Mount Crushmore of beers.
Yes.
Wow.
My golf clubs.
Yes.
And I even think the Skull beer bong from Halloween.
Wow. Did we find Mount Crushmore?
Yeah.
Okay. God, I
in the
thought
bed
it
of
was
my
lost
truck.
forever.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Hasn't been washed either. So you're getting some bacteria riddled Coors Light tomorrow.
Oh, I like
Lord.
that. It improves your immune system when you wash down ice cold beer.
Much like eating your own boogers.
That's right. We
read in an editorial.
saw that in an editorial. I'll give you the one last positive playing international games, and Fletch, I do think there's a uniqueness to it. The drone shots of the city, the skyline shots, it's some of the early morning kickoffs. Some people like it. Some people don't. As a player, going to one of these international games is pretty awesome. I went my rookie year with the Patriots. We went out to London to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that was one of the most memorable moments of my NFL career.
So I know this because of the Rob McElhenney, Ryan Reynolds soccer team TV show, Welcome to Wrexham, which was the first season I thought was fantastic. But they interview people like kids, like 13-year-old kids who are on the street in this town in Wales. And they say like their lifelong dream is to play a soccer game in Wembley Stadium. And most of them are saying, I know I'll never get there, but that's what I'm holding on to. Like, I want to be able to play in Wembley Stadium. And Rich, honestly, the coolest thing about you might be that you've played at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, it was rad.
Like, that is something that most people on this planet will never get to do, never get to breathe. Maybe a lot of people maybe never will even go to Wembley Stadium to see a soccer game, and that could be their dream, just to watch it from the stands. And you got to play on that field. Like, that's pretty special.
It was cool.
What's the coolest stadium you ever played in, Rich?
Wow. I played it.
Ohio State. It's got to be Ohio State.
Wembley's up there. The Horseshoe at Ohio State's awesome. Notre Dame Stadium was incredible.
Did you ever play at the Swamp?
Never. No, unfortunately not. Oh wait. Let me think. Did the Gators play where the Orange Bowl was? Because I played against Florida State in the Orange Bowl, and this was back in 2005. So was that at the Swamp? I can't remember now.
I think
I
they
don't
play
think
in
so.
separate stadiums, but
Yeah.
the Swamp is what it's called, and I think it's just the Gators that play there.
Yeah, you'd have to look it up and see. I don't. But Notre Dame was. Lambeau was incredible. Lambeau Field was incredible.
Is Lambeau the best NFL stadium? I mean, the coolest.
It's like the ones I'm naming have like historical significance to the game. I would say my favorite stadium to play in. This is going to sound really odd. Is Arizona Cardinal Stadium. They've renamed it. It used to be University of Phoenix Stadium. I think it's like BetRiver.com Stadium.
Right,
now.
right. The dome, though.
Yeah.
Not the ASU built into the side of a mountain stadium.
No. That one gets hot.
Yeah.
That one gets.
I've been on that one.
Oh, that one gets hot.
In the sun,
Oh.
which the sun didn't go down for a long, long time.
I broadcasted a game there, and the sun was actually pouring in through the window that we were commentating from. And I remember being like, everything's fine. I'm going to be okay. I felt like I was in a greenhouse and I was a tomato shriveling. I was just like, I don't know. I need water.
Overall, would you say college stadiums better than pro stadiums?
The energy at, like, for example, where I played at Penn State, Beaver Stadium was so intense. Like during a night game, a whiteout, it was the wildest scene. And you realize during those games, because those were like, late nights, 6 p.m., 8 p.m. kickoffs during the fall, like people were so like inebriated and excited to be there. And you knew it was like the primetime game. Like those were intense because there were 115,000 people in that stadium.
Yeah.
And they're all directing all of the cheering toward. You couldn't even hear yourself think. It was wild.
Yeah. 115,000 people in the stadium. And how many were there for Notre Dame? I said that completely. I was thinking Notre Dame.
I mean, like the biggest seating wise is Jerry's World, right? And they're at about 100,000, and SoFi is about 100,000. But for the most part, a lot of these places are 70.
Yeah,
so you're not even 100,000 seats.
I believe so.
No, it can't be that big.
SoFi is like 70 or 75. But Jerry's World, you're right. I think they can get up over 90,000 people in there.
Yeah, 70,000 for SoFi. Sorry.
No, but in concert mode, when they throw seats on the ground and they can put in extra seating around the bowl, it gets up to 100,000 people.
Yeah, they can fit. But I'll tell you, that feeling, I mean, at the Horseshoe at Ohio State, especially being the offense on the field where all the fans are cheering and directing their cheers on you, like it's some of the loudest environments you'll ever be in. And the energy is palpable. You can feel the ground shake. It's crazy. Oh, Wisconsin, they do something at the start of the fourth quarter called the jump around.
Oh, yeah.
Where they play House of Pain.
Yes.
And literally everybody in the stands starts jumping up and down. And if you're looking at like the sides of like the cheap seats, I mean, the building's moving.
Right.
I mean, that's cool. It's kind of frightening. You're thinking like, are we going to see like a collapse over there in that corner of the end zone? Like it's kind of
the NFL stadiums. It was at Arrowhead and Seattle are the two loudest.
Yeah, those places get.
And then New Orleans gets rowdy too.
Yeah, the Dome in New Orleans. Dude, that place gets insanely loud. In fact, I'm pretty sure they got busted for piping in crowd noise. Like,
really?
Did they really?
I'm Sean Payton, you bitch. Yeah. Don't you talk bad about Sean Payton. Oh, sorry. Forgot he's your coach now.
That's right.
We might have to skip over morning monologues just to finish this thought on the NFL.
Are we within 75 days now?
Hang on, let me look.
Yeah, we got to check really quick.
76 days, 16 hours, 40 minutes, 5 seconds.
So close.
We're getting so close.
Wait, 3, 2, 1. 39 minutes.
God, wow.
Good Lord.
So much closer.
Good Lord. That is a big deal. By the way, in that amount of time, we're going to have to answer this question. Where the hell is Aaron Rodgers?
Have you seen the theories?
Does anybody know what he's been up to?
Like, there's a theory out there that he's doing another darkness retreat or another ayahuasca thing. There's theories out there that he's at like RFK fundraising stuff, and like that video will be released later.
Yeah.
But is it possible he's just not going to minicamp because he doesn't need to go to minicamp or OTAs?
Yeah, I mean, is he at home playing video games?
This sounded very specific. Like it sounded when Robert Saleh was answering questions about this, when, any reporter who sounds like they even tangentially know what's going on, but don't want to be the person or persons who sort of, speculate and have a story attached to that until I guess Aaron's ready to tell everybody where he went. It's kind of weird because Robert Saleh was like, yes, listen, this was something that was planned. Like, we're very aware of it. And like Aaron Rodgers hasn't spoken. And then there's just a lot of people. It's very cloak and dagger. So it does.
Dude, if he doesn't play football this year,
oh boy,
I will forever. Like, I already don't really like Aaron Rodgers that much, and I never really have. But if he doesn't play football this year, that is a legacy ruining decision.
And that will be 7 primetime Jets games without Aaron Rodgers.
And Zach Wilson's not even there anymore.
My God.
Good God, man.
Man. All right. And we welcome you back to the broadcast. Tim Boyle taking on, who is there back?
Anyone else? I don't know.
I mean, it's going to be. So, yeah, look, still to this day, Aaron Rodgers' face is on the side of milk cartons because we don't know where he is. And then also, did you guys hear this story that Missouri might lose the Kansas City Chiefs?
This is bizarre. And the Royals.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now they'd still be Kansas City.
They would.
But they'd be Kansas City, Kansas.
See, I don't know
Kansas City, Missouri.
I don't know the geography in that part of the world real well, but like the San Francisco Niners don't play in San Francisco. They play in Santa Clara.
Correct.
Would that be a similar situation in terms of geography? Because it's about an hour and a half if you want to go from inside San Francisco to get to Santa Clara.
The city of Kansas City is cut through the middle of it by a river, right?
Yeah.
So on one side of the river is Kansas, and on the other side of the river is Missouri.
So they both currently play in Missouri.
Correct.
In Missouri, yeah.
And Kansas is now allowed to lure them to Kansas.
Well, they've always been, but now the state legislature basically okayed state bonds, meaning money, to tell the Chiefs and tell the Royals, hey, you want to come on this side of the river? Because we'll build you a ballpark. We'll build you a nice stadium.
What does that do to the fan base?
Well, it does the same
they
thing.
both already have pretty badass stadiums and ballparks.
Well, no,
the Royals have a sick ballpark. Arrowhead is historic.
Buddy. I couldn't have said better myself. Look, the reality of the situation is, though, that what this is going to come down to is the Chiefs and the Royals using this as leverage to get more money out of their state, more money out of their fan base, who, by the way, the Royals not recently, but have won a World Series within the past decade or so. The Chiefs have won 3 Super Bowl championships within the past 5 years. So you could kind of put the screws to the taxpayers and say, if you want the good times to continue to roll, you need to invest back into us. And it's not the players, it's the ownership of these two teams.
Man.
And it's a bad scene.
Yeah,
There's
that
an
is a
episode
bad
of
look.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they're all complaining about tax dollars and how it's not helping the homeless situation. It's not helping the sidewalks in front of their bar. And then they say, so where are all my tax dollars going to? And they're like, well, the Eagles needed a new practice facility. So all our tax dollars went there. And he's like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. We should do that. But I think like the taxpayers in Kansas City or in Missouri, wherever the hell that stadium is, I think they'd understand.
Yeah.
Keep the Chiefs home.
Yeah. But don't you feel like now the Kansas people, because the opportunity was there and the Chiefs turned that down, that's going to piss them off at some point?
Well,
look, they're
Win another Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh no, and they probably will, because they still have a guy named Patrick Mahomes who it's like the golden goose.
Is there odds on them three-peating?
Let's see.
I'm guessing they're the favorite, either them or the Niners. They've got to be the favorite. They still have the majority of that team together, as long as nobody else gets arrested, I would argue.
So it doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah,
they're shaking out. The Chiefs are Teflon.
All right, Niners are actually the favorite at plus 500. Chiefs right behind them at plus 650. That's ESPN bet.
Baltimore number 3.
Ravens number 3 plus 900. Lions 11-1. Bills 13-1. Bengals 14-1. Cowboys 16-1.
The comparison I'll make is the Warriors moving from Oakland to San Francisco, because that wasn't as big of a move, right? Like in terms of geography and distance. But think about how brokenhearted Oakland fans were losing the Warriors. Like that, it was the one thing.
Well, and they had the Warriors, the Raiders, and the A's all playing within literally 200 yards of each other. Like they shared a parking lot.
And it was the one thing that was going really well for that city. Like the Raiders were garbage, and then they moved away. And the Oakland A's have been terrible for years because John Fisher refuses to invest in that ball club whatsoever. And there's no low to the amount that he can spend on it. He could spend as little as he wants on the payroll, and he does. So it was the one thing they had going for them. And then they move across town to San Francisco, and it feels like, well, now we can't afford tickets. Now we can't go and see our team. And then there's also that feeling of like, and that's not our town. We're in the Bay Area, but we're not San Francisco. We're Oakland. And that was important to them.
Do you see any of the rumors out that Joey Bosa maybe looking like he could go to the Bills?
Yeah. Well,
I read a couple little snippets of people throwing out some teasers.
I'm telling you, it's going to be expensive to keep everybody at home in LA at some point.
He just signed a 5-year extension.
Yeah. He got extended with LA. I mean, it's possible you could see potentially a trade.
His salary cap hit is astronomical
It's
this
huge.
year. 36.6 million for this upcoming season.
It's huge. So, I mean, by the way, the Bills have more receivers than the Chargers do right now. I'm just saying, pointing that out. Because, I mean, name a Chargers receiver other than Lad McConkey, who hasn't played yet. You know, it's pretty difficult. It's a little difficult.
I do like that name.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Lad McConkey.
You know what I also like?
What's that?
I like that truck you got parked out there in the lot.
Look, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I roll by, heads turn. You know, it happens.
Especially when you blast Fergie out of it.
Yeah, well, that also happens. This morning I was blasting Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah, I
Right.
heard that.
What?
boom, 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 boom.
Look, I love my truck. Okay, I love my
like
truck.
big trucks and I cannot lie.
It's true. It's true. I love my truck. I love my GMC. I've owned several GMCs. I don't want to own another truck. I mean, that's it. That's hands down. But here's the beauty of it. North County Cadillac GMC up in the heart of the Escondido Auto Mall. If you are just starting to think about needing a new vehicle, start there. Start there. Because one thing I absolutely hate is a car buying process that is a pain in the rear. You know, you search all over the internet to find the vehicle you're looking for. You go there, you think you're going to get some swinging deal on it because that's what they promise you. And then at the end of the day, there's no deal at all. They just are shifting numbers around. It doesn't happen like that at North County Cadillac GMC. They take care of you. They will make sure that the process is smooth. The process is easy. And if you're looking for a great deal, well, they have those too. So stop by North County Cadillac GMC. See my friend Jamie there, the GM. Tell him TD sent you. Exceptional savings on new Cadillac, GMC models. You're looking for the Sierra 1500. They got plenty of those. You're looking for a new Yukon. They got a ton of them. Also, you can get a great deal on pre-owned vehicles. They have a giant lot of that as well. So go there, just check out what they have and just start talking to them. They're going to make the process easy. In fact, if they don't have what you're looking for, tell them what you're looking for and see what they can do on that as well. But review after review, talking about North County Cadillac GMC, how fantastic they are. They were actually named the best domestic auto dealer here in San Diego in the San Diego Union Tribune Readers Poll. But go there, experience the difference for yourself. Stop by North County Cadillac GMC in the heart of the Escondido Auto Mall today. North County Cadillac GMC, exceeding your expectations every time. Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, it's back, and it's happening September 20th and 21st at the T-Mobile Arena out in Las Vegas. Live performances by Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, the Black Crowes, and a whole lot more. And now's your chance to buy tickets at AXS.com. Get them now before they sell out.
This update is presented by RCP Block. We will start off with the Padres, who got a win yesterday 5-2 over the Phillies after dropping 5 straight games. Pods coming back home for a 7-game homestand starting today, 4 against the Brewers, 3 against the Nationals. Some sad news this week as the Say Hey kid Willie Mays passed away at the age of 93. The Hall of Famer played 23 seasons, considered to be one of the greatest baseball players to ever touch grass. And in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark notching a double-double yesterday. Indiana Fever have now won 3 straight games. Upgrade your yard with RCP Block, your #1 source for hardscape and masonry supplies. RCP Block specializes in retaining walls, patio pavers, decorative rocks, and outdoor fire pits and fireplace kits with 6 convenient locations around town. RCP makes hardscape easy.
Woo! Check it out. We've got a time crunch here.
We do.
On the foursome for One More Win, the One More Win golf tournament coming up tomorrow morning. Now, we were going to do this at the end of the show. However, now they're saying we need names by about 8:15.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so we're going to do the cutoff at 8 o'clock. So if you have a foursome ready to go, you want to play, you need to email Fletch at Benjamin Fletcher at iHeartMedia.com.
That's it. Benjamin Fletcher at iHeartMedia.com. If you have 4 names, including your own, and you can all make it tomorrow, tee off at 9 in San Marcos, Jesse Lozano's One More Win golf tournament. You'll get all the details from Fletch when you email him and you become the winner, but you are down to now 24 minutes to jump in and qualify for that final foursome.
That's a countdown clock?
That's countdown clock.
76 days, 16 hours, 23 minutes, 30 seconds. Still the NFL season kicks off. But yeah, I need names by 8 o'clock this morning.
Also, Rich, you promised ticket giveaway this hour.
Yeah, Doobie Brothers.
Yeah.
So Doobie Brothers coming up in just a little bit here on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, and we'll have those throughout the week. Or I should say the remainder of the week. We are running out of week.
Oh, black water, keep on rolling. Mississippi moon won't you keep on shining. Oh, black water. Wait, is that royalty free?
Listen to the music.
Has got the power.
China Grove? Is that Doobie Brothers?
Yeah, that is actually.
China Grove.
I love There are so many songs. I went to a Doobie Brothers concert. I mean, at this exact same venue just about 3 years ago.
How many doobies were smoked?
Forget about it. I mean, look, there were plenty of brothers and plenty of doobies in the crowd. There's no question about it. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. They have so many hits that that you don't realize are the Doobie Brothers hits, and they played them all. It was amazing. Amazing show.
And we got Country Dance Chris going to be joining us here.
Country Dancer Chris is going to teach us how to line dance. Mm-hmm. She is TikTok famous, Instagram famous. She's a bartender here in San Diego. She works up in LA as well. She's a model, a line dance coach. She's also a bartender. She's going to make us her favorite cocktail. We're going to pregame for the One More Win golf tournament coming up tomorrow. We have so much to do in so little time. We don't need a lot of time for this story, and we're pressed for time anyway. But have you guys seen this dude, Oliver Rui? I believe is the name you pronounce his name.
Yeah, I saw him like 3 or 4 years ago when he was, I think he was 8 years old. And no, he was in 8th grade. Sorry,
in 8th grade, yeah.
8th grade, and he was already 7'1".
Oh, was it 7'1"?
I think so. And now he's like 7'9".
Yeah. I mean,
is he okay?
He's nearly 8 feet tall.
Like we talked about aliens. We got one.
Is the game easier?
I mean, let's put it this way. When you watch his game, and I saw a highlight reel of him on TikTok earlier this morning, and then I don't know who put it on the rundown, but I was like, yeah, this makes sense because it's stunning to watch him move. Like he can actually move pretty well for a guy who's 7 foot,
which is rare to be at that age and actually be somewhat coordinated. I grew up with a guy who was 6'9" by the time we were in like sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
And so he was a tower, and he was on JV basketball, not on my team, on Buhack's team. So
a few inches taller than you.
Just a little bit. Mm-hmm. But he was 6'9" by the time we were sophomores in high school before he hit puberty. By the time we were in senior year, The dude was well over 7 feet tall, but he couldn't move like at all. And it looked like he was in pain all the time. And he didn't really care about basketball. But the coaches were like just begging him to be on the court because he could rebound. They said, just stand there and grab the ball.
It's something ridiculous. I'm not kidding when I say it's like 25%. It might be higher than that. It might be 30% of people over 7 feet tall have played basketball professionally. Like because it's just like it's hard not to at that height.
So I don't know what's going on with this guy. He's a Florida commit, right?
Yeah.
Like Florida offered him a scholarship already. But my buddy, he had literally a tumor in his knee that was causing him to grow like this. And he was in pain constantly. And I can't remember the name of it, but it was some disease, literally, that it wasn't harming his life, but it was making him not stop growing. And he was just uncomfortable. I don't know.
How tall is he now?
I haven't talked to him in years. But
we should get a hold of him just to see.
11-foot man.
I know that every step he took was uncomfortable for him, being that tall.
Every breath he took?
What percentage?
Every breath you take.
Every step he makes.
Are in the NBA.
You'll be watching.
So
I'm going to slap you.
What's something crazy? Oh my gosh. According to a study, roughly 17% of American 7-footers between the ages of 20 and 40 are in the NBA.
Wow. That's crazy.
I mean, 17%. So,
but how many people are over 7 feet in life? You know what I'm saying? Like if there's 1,000 of them, 200 of them are the NBA.
So we look at John Fink and you're like, oh my God, this is the tallest human being I've ever met. I don't think John Fink's 7 foot.
No, he's not.
Like there's another level of ridiculous's.
Yeah, he's 6'9" and he towers over everybody in the building. Yeah, 7 feet tall. Like, for example, what's his name? Wembanyama is 7'4" tall. And might even be 7'6", but I mean, on a court filled with other gigantic basketball players, he towers over them. So yeah, like a 7'9" incoming college freshman who, by the way, could still grow taller.
Yeah.
Like,
he hasn't stopped yet.
I mean, he technically could end up being 8 feet tall for all we know.
How tall was Yao Ming?
Yao Ming was 7'2", I believe.
And at that time,
Tiny.
he was like stupid tall. And now it's like there's 7'2" guys who are playing point guard.
He had a head. He had a head that looked like those Easter Island statues.
Yeah.
Yao Ming had I just remember.
Yao Ming also wasn't that good at basketball.
Well,
he was just stupid tall.
I mean, that's all you need, man.
It really is. I mean, look, Wembanyama's got some real like footwork and dribbling ability and an outside shot. I mean,
Kevin Durant's like 7 foot, isn't he? He's 6'10", 6'11".
He's 6'11", 7
but
foot.
his
He's right
wingspan is like 7'4".
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't compute.
No,
it doesn't make sense, right?
I mean, his arms are longer than he is tall. It's absolutely bizarre. It's crazy. Oh, actually, Yao Ming was 7'6".
7'6".
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, that's tall.
Manute Bol was 7'7". Look, I mean, look, there have been some tall basketball players. There's no question, but 7'9". I mean, you're getting to the point where is basketball too easy for a human being that tall?
Well, it depends on if they can run.
Eventually,
right?
you got to raise the rim. I would assume.
But yeah, this kid can literally just stand on his 2 feet and get the ball over the rim.
You know what? If 17% of all Americans over 7 feet tall are in the NBA, I bet the rest are like drywallers or painters.
Because they can reach all the way up to the second floor.
just hold it right on the lid.
Just they're like warehouse workers. Like, yeah, we got to wait until Boban gets back because he's the only one who can reach the stuff on the top shelf.
We need more paper towels.
What I always think is silly is when you see Shaq like standing next to his wife, who's a normal sized human being.
Yeah.
But he's just so unbelievably large that she looks like a tiny person.
Yeah.
I don't even know. The physics of that relationship.
I know they have kids and a lot of them.
Yeah, buddy.
So it works somehow.
It's weird because almost a year ago, Fletch used to be like, TD so unbelievably large.
Yeah.
When he stands next to normal people, they look like tiny people.
In a different way though with you.
Yeah.
You were just
it was like width. Yeah.
It was like I thought we had to start hanging those banners that they put on trucks on the freeway. That's an oversized load. Yeah, and that was Travis's ass.
Yeah. I had to have a chase vehicle when I walked around. Otherwise, people would run into me.
We had a red flag him. Otherwise, he wasn't street legal.
It was awful. And thank you, Noreen here at iHeart San Diego, who stepped in and said we should do something about this. We should help these guys out.
Yeah.
Because between the three of us, I think we weighed about 9,000 pounds. So they said, let's go ahead and trim that down. Call Wayne and Chloe over at SD Fat Loss, get them in here, and let's make this thing happen. So they come in. We immediately said, okay, yeah, we'll follow along, but we ain't exercising. And they said, that's fine. And we're like, oh, okay, well, like we're not gonna eat some dumb, some weird granola bar or drink some shake. And they said, that's fine. And we said, we're okay. Well, I'm not counting calories or points. And they went, yeah, we don't want you to. We just want you to follow along what we say, and you're going to drop a bunch of weight. And we went, that sounds impossible, but we'll give it a shot. And we did. And 8 weeks later, we were all over 30 pounds gone. I lost 31. Rich 35, Fletch pushing 50 pounds gone with SDFatLoss.com. So look, if you're looking to get started here, you want to shed some weight because you just want to feel better. You honestly want to make your life a little bit easier because it's a lot easier to move around when you shed 20 to 30 pounds in 8 weeks time. Go to SDFatLoss.com. It's a free consultation. Sign up. And then when you do say yes to the program, mention that you heard it here on the show, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, and you'll save $200. So go there right now. I promise you're going to feel a million times better. SDFatLoss.com.
Let's take a 15-second timeout. That was the best ad read that's ever done on this show.
Wow.
Well done, TD.
Really?
That was fantastic.
I don't feel like it was, but thank you very much. SDFatLoss.com.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, we are minutes away from choosing our foursome on the golf course. So right at 8 o'clock, we're going to announce our winner. So if you want to be a late add to the hat, we have several names already. What are we up to, 6?
We got 6 in right now. You have 10 minutes exactly to send me a foursome.
Okay, so there you go. If you want to play golf with us tomorrow, you want to tee off at 9 o'clock at Jesse Lozano's One More Win golf tournament in San Marcos. All you got to do is send Fletch 4 names, including your own, your foursome, ready to go tomorrow at 9 at Benjamin Fletcher at iHeartMedia.com. That's Benjamin Fletcher at iHeartMedia.com. You send 4 names, you may be going golfing with us tomorrow morning, and that ain't no joke. So 10 minutes away from that selection. Very excited for that. And also, if you want to know how to win Doobie Brothers tickets, just keep listening, because I have a feeling in just a few minutes we're going to be telling you exactly how to win those tickets. How about this? The Say Hey Kid passed away at the age of 93, one of the most impactful baseball players of all time, arguably one of the greatest of all time. That's a long life, 93. I ain't turning my nose up at 93. Yeah. That over the shoulder, basically not even looking at the baseball basket catch that he had chasing down a fly ball in a World Series.
1954 World Series.
I mean, it's iconic.
Crazy.
It's a part of baseball lore. Willie Mays was one of not only the greatest hitters of all times, but one of the greatest fielders of all time.
He's also godfather to Barry Bonds. Barry had a very touching message that he put out yesterday or the day before about Willie Mays. And that was one player universally loved by every single baseball person in the know. And Dave Fleming, who is the San Francisco Giants play-by-play guy for KMBR on the radio side, was on air when that news got passed down. And we can't play it because it's all encoded, but take a minute out of your day-to-day to go find it. KMBR posted it online. It's one of the coolest minute and a half, like heartbreaking, but really cool minute and a half you'll ever see.
Also famous pitch man for OxyClean.
Yeah, that's
true?
right.
No,
that was Billy Mays.
Wow.
Damn it, you're so close. And you know what? They look so similar.
So similar.
Yeah.
No, it's iconic, man. I joke, but Willie Mays, come on. Hats off.
Say hey kid, baby.
Yeah, so Steve Hartman told us that story years ago. He mentioned it recently. It was before his passing away. So Willie Mays, everybody wanted to introduce themselves to Willie Mays. And instead of saying anybody's name by name,
it's not hi Steve.
Yeah.
Hey kid.
He would just say, hey kid, or say hey. Like someone would be like, hey Willie, who's say hey. Like that was his
genius.
And by the way, I played with a guy like that too, and that's how he got his nickname. We all called Junior Seau Buddy. Do you want to know why? Because Junior Seau called everyone Buddy. Do you want to know why? Because when everybody's buddy, you don't have to remember anybody's name. So I actually had this conversation with him in New England. He was playing for the Patriots same time I was, and we're working out together. He goes, buddy. He goes, what's up, Rich? How you doing? And I was like, you know what? That's so funny. I'm like, that's the first time you've ever said my name. I was like, I didn't even know you knew my name. He was like, actually, I didn't until very recently. I was like, oh, wow. And he goes, yeah. He's like, listen, I call everybody buddy. I'm like, why do you call everybody buddy? He goes, because when everybody's buddy, you don't have to remember any names. So I say, hey, buddy. And they say, hey, buddy back. And so everybody's buddy. And I was like, that is absolutely brilliant.
Genius.
I started doing it in my own life. And then he was like, don't steal the buddy. I'm like, okay.
That's my bit. My bit.
Sorry, June. Anyways, rest in peace to both of those guys. Awesome athletes, awesome people. Willie Mays, obviously, and Junior Seau. Will be sorely missed. Okay. We got to do it in just 5 minutes. We're going to be selecting our winner for the foursome out in San Marcos, the One More Win golf tournament. Before we run, though, and before we play, we better slip our arch supports into our golf shoes, because those will save your back. They'll save your knees, your ankles, your feet, your hips. If you have any lower body joint pain, you need to go to the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store is going to change your life. If you're anything like me, it'll change your life. The Good Feet store, they have these arch supports that if you wear for really a short amount of time, they can they can take away your joint pain. That's the best way I could. It just kind of slowly melts away. I wore them for a week and my back pain virtually disappeared. I wore them for 2 weeks and I realized that hip that was bugging me so much, I had an MRI scheduled, that pain fell away. And then I realized the more you wear them, the better you feel and the more good days you have and the less bad days you have. So if you're anything like I was finishing up my NFL career and you want to have all that lower body joint pain melt away like it did for me, go to the Good Feet store. They got 200 plus locations overseas and here in the United States. That's the Good Feet store at goodfeet.com. That's goodfeet.com.
Hour number 3, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by San Diego County Fair. Padres got a win yesterday, 5-2 over the Phillies after dropping 5 straight games. Pods coming back home for a 7-game homestand starting today. 4 against the Brewers, then 3 against the Nationals. Some sad news this week. The Say Hey kid, Willie Mays, passing away at the age of 93. The Hall of Famer played 23 seasons and is considered to be one of the greatest baseball players to ever touch the diamond. Going to the fair, avoid the hassle of driving and the cost of parking. Save time and money with the Fair Tripper ticket. Includes a round-trip ticket on the NCTD or MTS and admission to the San Diego County Fair for one low price. Visit sdfair.com for details.
Welcome back, y'all. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you. Happy Thursday to those who celebrate. This is going to be one of the happiest Thursdays we've had here on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, and for very obvious reasons that you'll become aware of very shortly. But before we get to anything else, we do need to congratulate a winner. We need to select a winner first. We have the One More Win Golf Tournament coming up tomorrow. Jesse Lozano's annual tournament in San Marcos. We had a bunch of people send emails to Fletch. They wanted to join our group out there on the tee box starting at 9 a.m. How many do we have all
We ended
together?
up with 8.
We have 8.
Okay, wow. Okay.
All right.
All right. So let's
TD,
go.
adjust your
go ahead.
random number generator.
I'm adjusting.
He's adjusting his random
Okay.
number
1 to 8.
generator.
Right.
And do we want a drum roll?
Okay.
There it is.
And I'm number 1. Number 1.
Who is
So
that?
we're scrolling quickly.
Gotta
Back
get
to
back to
number
the bottom.
1.
Kenny S.,
Yes.
who calls himself Kenny Captain Wonderful, last name,
Nice.
along with Adam Eugene and Brian.
Nice.
Hey, okay,
All
so
right.
he's the big winner. We did it. Okay, he's coming out to the One More Win Golf Tournament. That's tomorrow. We're going to be doing our Bar Car Friday brought to you by Keg and Bottle. Keg and Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego, live from the golf event tomorrow. But before we get there, we need to do a little pre-gaming in studio today. Why am I wearing this cowboy hat? People have been asking.
It's Western Day.
Why are you wearing a Buc-ee's Texas t-shirt?
Because it's Western Day.
Why do you got your boots on, Rich?
Because it's GD Western Day.
It's DD Western Day, and no better way to celebrate than with Country Dance Chris joining us live in studio. Woo! You know her from TikTok. You know her from Instagram. You know her from Santee. If you've been to the country bars out there, y'all.
That's right.
Chris, how you doing this morning? Excellent. How are you? Get right on that mic. We're doing great. Better that you're here now.
Right, exactly.
You brought company, your buddy over. What's your name again?
Jack.
Jack's over here as well. Listen, so we became aware of you, like many people, on either IG Reels or TikTok, watching you country dance, and everybody goes, there's a goth chick who's a better line dancer than just about anybody else on this app.
The blue-haired goth chick?
Yeah.
It's making me rethink my life.
Yeah, there's a lot of women out there who are like, geez, I've been married for 10 years, but maybe I've made a horrible mistake because I'm looking at my husband. I'm looking at this blue-haired wonder.
I should buy boots immediately.
How has this, this fame, how have you dealt with all this?
I feel like it's not been that much different from my day-to-day life. You know, I get up and go about my day. I actually ended up quitting my day job to pursue this full time. So that's been the biggest difference for me. But otherwise, I go to the bars and hang out with my friends and I dance, and that's about it.
That's awesome.
Wow.
You know what?
Living the dream.
That is the
Right.
American dream. Like, if there's one thing that I hope happens as a result of meeting you and learning line dancing from you later on is that I can quit this job and I can pursue my passions, which are dancing at bars. Because
You're gonna leave us?
Dude,
If they want to pay to dance at a bar,
are you kidding me?
Right.
Have you seen my legs? I'm like Swayze from Roadhouse.
Can I be your beer can opener?
it's
Yeah.
I need a modest salary.
Dude,
Wait,
yeah.
what was
I'm
it,
not
hot-
going to pay you.
it's hot thigh summer.
It's
Is
hot thigh
It's
summer.
hot thigh summer. Shorty shorts on guys.
Yeah. Listen, I
Yeah.
got a couple of those.
Right.
One of them is American flag. Anyways, look, we're getting too far.
Chris, how do you feel about shorty shorts on
If
guys?
you're not in Daisy Dukes at the bar, we don't want you.
Oh wow, wow.
Thank you. Thank you. And you know what? I've always said this. Jeans are just Daisy Dukes in their infancy. You know,
Correct.
Is it?
they're just waiting. They're,
Seems like it's opposite.
Well, it's the cocoon, and then what happens when you cut the pant legs off? A beautiful butterfly emerges, and that's
Hot thigh summer.
hot thigh summer on its way. If there aren't pockets hanging out, they're not short enough.
That's
That
true.
is correct.
By the way, great cowboy hat
Thank you very much.
or cowgirl hat. I put on the black felt for you.
Yeah, he dressed up.
It is straw season, but I'll let it slide.
Well, listen, I don't have a straw.
Wait,
hat.
hold on. Wait, your felt hats are for winter?
You know what? I actually noticed I'm sweating
Yeah,
profusely.
idiot.
So-
I keep wiping my brow because it is a little warm under this hat.
So, Chris, I was at Bass Pro Shops yesterday looking for a cowboy hat. I could not find one. Turns out Bass Pro Shops, not cowboy hat store.
Yeah, might not be the best place.
Right.
Right.
And then I went to Boot Barn, and the commitment was around $200.
They are expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are pricey.
And I'll tell you what, every dollar spent is worth it in terms of cowboy hats, because I'll tell you what, when you wear a cowboy hat, especially in San Diego, the attention you get, I mean, it's my favorite thing. I went to Vaughn's last night wearing this cowboy hat, and people were like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm just here for the booze.
I need some Seagram 7,
That's right.
which turns out very high end,
Yeah.
because you can get a
Yeah.
gallon of it
Of course.
for around $18.
In a plastic bottle too.
Yeah,
No
well,
less.
that's classy.
Yeah, yeah. I love that this is going to be. So we do a segment called Bark Our Friday on Fridays, where we'll either have a mixologist or a bartender from around town, or a brewer or a distiller or a winemaker. We've had them all come in, and Tony Township, Keg and Bottle, he owns and operates Keg and Bottle locations around San Diego. He comes in too, he sets up the whole thing. And normally we have drinks on Fridays, but this Friday, like you just heard, we're going to be going out to the golf course. So we're going to be doing a remote kind of Bar Car Friday as best we can from the golf course. So this is perfect. This is a perfect way for us to pregame
Excellent.
leading up to tomorrow, because you brought in the Incucha Mall to make us 7 and 7. So we're going to be enjoying those in a little bit. Born and raised in San Diego?
Yes. Born and
Okay.
raised.
Born and raised in San Diego, which means that my guess is either you or someone in your family is also a longtime suffering Padres fan.
Indeed.
Yeah,
I
okay.
am so-.
You know what? She said that so fast.
Right.
That is a Padres fan.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. So it's been have you been paying attention to this season so far?
Not much.
Yeah.
I kind of been a little sad this season. So we're
It's probably for the best.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty middle of the road, and you've been busy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this season we were just talking about this earlier. So Manny Machado, he's one of their star players. He's their third baseman. He's the heart. You know Manny Machado. You're a Padres fan, so he's a thumping heart of this Padres lineup. And he had a down year last year, had elbow surgery in the offseason. He's kind of playing crummy baseball this year, and finally he spoke out about it in an honest way, where he just unleashed that Kevin Acey article we're reading this morning, where he was like, F this, and I effing this, and I effing don't want to do that, and I effing want to do this. And he just sort of unloaded. You know, what's interesting, though, is anybody who's ever had an injury, and Fletch wandering into the studio right now, he's hobbling because he recently had an ankle break and a surgery. So, he's a little worse for wear. Have you ever had to dance through an injury so far in your career? No?
No.
knock on
Mm.
wood,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have yet to be injured on the floor.
Stay away from acorns.
That's right.
If there's
That's
one
right.
thing we learned from Benjamin Fletcher,
Now,
you
he
must avoid acorns.
he says he broke his leg hiking. It was a flat dirt road.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's upset. He's
yeah.
leaving us. It was flat pavement, and he took a tumble
Mhm.
and he shattered his leg, and the doctors put him back together like Humpty Dumpty.
Fletch also calls himself an athlete,
Yeah, he does.
which now I question. Now I question.
There's nothing he can
He's
do.
throwing his hands up.
He's just gonna sit it out for a
Yeah.
little
See y'all
while.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's bowing out. Look,
But-
so no injuries to date. My question for you is, who in your family is the biggest Padres fan? Is it you, or is it like a sibling? Do you have any siblings, by the way?
I have one younger sister.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Is she
Mm.
getting into line dancing, by the way, as a result of this?
Yeah, so I dragged her in very early on in my career. Like when I first started, my first ever post was one of the first few days she went line dancing with me, and I think she knows more line dances than I do now.
No
Wow.
kidding.
I'm just a rookie line dancer. I don't know line dancing, but watching it from afar, I mean, it's you're just I don't know, on counts of 4 and you turn different directions.
8, but yeah.
8.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Damn.
Well,
I blew it.
We're gonna suck at this.
Yes, yeah. But you said he started out with country swing dancing.
Yeah.
What is a country swing
Just
dance?
partner dancing.
All right.
A lead and a follow, and the lead's telling you what to do without speaking.
Mhm.
So it's similar to sort of any other type of swing dancing or ballroom dancing.
The guys know I say this all the time: is life is a dance. You learn as you go, and sometimes you lead, and sometimes you follow.
That is literally the first time he's ever said.
But-
That's completely untrue. What he just said. That is the first time I've heard him say.
Really? Just quoting some of my favorite lyrics.
That's not from a song.
I was assuming you're a country music fan as well.
I am.
Who's your go-to right now?
Oh man. Ooh. Right now.
Hmm?
So I grew up on old country.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So George Strait kind of
Yeah, I get
speaks
that.
to the heart.
I get it.
Yep.
I get it. Me, I'm a Tim McGraw fan.
Yeah. Well, look at you.
I
I mean,
mean,
that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. You got the "Don't Take the Girl" hat,
Yeah, well,
right?
I don't mean to brag, but I've been confused with Tim McGraw many times. People just walk in, they're like, Tim. I'm just like, well, listen,
Easy, guys.
usually I'm working out outside my tour bus, but
Have
I
you ever
guess I'll sign.
have you ever seen Tim McGraw?
No, I've never seen
He's
him.
a little guy.
Is he small?
Yeah, he's a little guy.
He's
I didn't
buff.
know
He's
that.
buff. I mean,
Yeah,
Like
he's
he's
ripped.
shredded, like
jacked.
0.5%
Yeah.
body fat.
Why do you think he stays in that kind of shape? Like, what's
Because you got to
Tim
live like you were
waiting for?
dying. Even though he does, you would think he'd eat a cheeseburger if he was living like he was dying.
Is Garth Brooks played out, or do people still love Garth? Because I love Garth. I can't help myself.
I still love Garth Brooks.
Yeah, I mean, how could you not?
Come on.
And what's Miley's dad?
Billy Ray.
Billy Ray
Ray.
Cyrus.
Oh man, going through another bad divorce, guys.
Well, listen, I mean, love is blind, and you don't know what you want at first, and sometimes it works out, and sometimes it
I don't know if
doesn't.
Chris can hear me, but what do we think about the Post Malone invasion into country music?
Oh yeah,
Mm.
that's a
Like,
good
is that
question.
cool or not cool?
I could not support Post Malone more.
You're
I feel
in.
the same way. That's
You're
like my
in.
favorite concert I've ever been to.
Post Malone.
Yeah.
Huh. Was anybody there in particular that was
Yeah.
making
Yeah,
it more
some
enjoyable?
annoying loud ass in the back who kept singing all the songs off tune really loudly, embarrassing the entire crowd with people turning their heads going like, who is that guy?
I don't know if off tune
Yeah.
is the right adjective,
I
I guess,
mean,
descriptors
He
for
kept
that.
screaming out, play some Fog Hat.
Listen, there's never enough fog hat.
We
know that.
the caricature that you draw of that night at Post Malone versus TDs is very different.
Dude, Kendall
He's
has
like,
said,
you don't understand. That was one of the best shows I've ever been to in flesh, and everybody loved me.
It's one of the best shows I've ever
And
done.
then every time you talk about it,
my wife has stated she will never go to a concert that Travis Dale is at ever again.
That's a mistake.
Yeah.
That's a mistake. She doesn't want to party then. She doesn't want to party. Are you a beer drinker, Chris?
No, I'm not.
What you're just a hard liquor drinker.
Hard liquor.
Okay.
Hard liquor. I'm a lightweight. If I'm gonna drink, I want something that gets the job done.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow.
So liquor, vodka, whiskey. Is there any preference, or it's just like get me a cocktail?
Whiskey.
Whiskey
Only whiskey.
Yeah, I used to be a tequila girl. Whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you notice, like, we were just having this conversation, I can't remember when, it might have been earlier this week or last week sometime, but it was recently. Do you notice there's a difference in drunk, like when you get tequila drunk versus whiskey drunk versus wine drunk versus, like, do you notice any differences?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
The three of us said the same thing. Like, tequila drunk is like a very, like, for me, chaotic drunk. Like,
Yeah. Tequila drunk?
yeah, I feel like tequila drunk is like, all right, where's Rich? He's on the roof. Like, like it's
Wow.
a little bit like he's disappeared. He's in his underwear.
Whiskey drunk is the sweatiest drunk for me.
Whiskey drunk.
It makes-
Say that one more time.
Whiskey drunk is the sweatiest drunk. That one makes me the hottest.
The wet bandit.
Yeah,
Yeah, turn on the faucet.
it happens.
Why? Okay, all right. Well, listen. What about you, Fletch?
What's my favorite?
Well, what does whiskey do to you?
Whiskey gets me in a real classy mindset. Like, I feel like there should be jazz playing in the background.
You
My
feel
God.
classy
I
when you
do.
With whiskey?
Is that how you feel too?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the whiskey drug do for you?
I get just really happy. Just I'm so
Yeah.
excited to be around my friends. So,
Okay, yeah, that's kind of classy. You like monocle
Like
classy?
fireplace classy.
Well, yeah, because you almost want brandy.
Yeah.
You-
Well, Too sweet. But like a whiskey on rocks, like a Woodford Reserve on the rocks.
She's a fine girl.
Gets me into a real. I don't know.
Like you're thinking
Wow.
wool sweater.
You're
a nice cigar.
I know.
It's
He's
very
Kevin
Kevin
Costner, Yellowstone. Yeah, that's what happened.
No, whiskey for me. I feel very low class. Like whiskey for me is just like
You're drinking the wrong whiskey.
I got one eye closed and I'm trying to hit a dartboard and I throw a dart at a friend. Like that's whiskey. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm like this did not go well.
See, now you're
Better
describing
have
tequila.
another one. Well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think all of the different liquors lead the same place.
Yeah, we all get there.
Yeah.
The Padres break the 5-game losing streak. The 9-game road losing streak. They hand it to the Phillies yesterday.
Boy, that was a big one. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Beat them down 5-2. They're back home today. No time off as they take on the Brewers. That is at 6:40. First pitch. Emphasis on the p.
Yeah.
Got it.
We made that mistake before.
One of baseball's GOATs, the greatest of all time. Well, one of the greatest ever. Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid, passes away at the age of 93. Not affiliated with OxyClean. We did discover that.
Billy Mays. That's Billy Mays with OxyClean.
Yes, exactly.
Which, by the way, it gets all the stains out. It keeps your colors brighter and your whites whiter.
Right. You know what? Actually, on TikTok.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris. There was a video of some woman pouring boiling water on a stain and the stain just disappeared. Is that legit?
Dude, I mean, yeah.
I mean, I could try it.
Actually, then again, I mean, we're meeting everything you see on TikTok's real.
It's absolutely real.
She's here with us. So
it's true. She's a real person.
100% accurate.
In the WNBA, the Fever hit or Mystics 88-81. The Lynx theatered the Dream, rock and roll joke, 68-55. And the Aces smoking the Storm, 94-83.
Those all work today. Sometimes
the first one wasn't great.
Swing and misses. That one worked.
Hit or Mystics.
Okay, that's enough sports.
There we go.
Back to line dancing. When you're teaching people line dance, typically what age ranges come out? Like is it young people? Is it older people? Is it all ages?
All ages. So I've got
Interesting.
kids, I think as young as 4 or 5 coming out, and then
Out to bars?
all ages bars. The all ages bars.
Oh, there's all ages bars?
There are. So
Just like this 4-year-old
Wait,
all hopped up on tequila is on the roof of his underwear.
When my kids were little, I had no idea that there were bars I can take the kids to. Well, I guess you could go to just a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
So the barn will be all ages, BNS is all ages, AleSmith will be all ages. Everything else is kind of 18 plus some nights, but 21 plus most nights.
That's actually awesome that because it's a fun thing. You could take your family out. Do you have a website or a place other than social media that you promote like some of the upcoming line dancing clinics and things of that nature?
Pretty much just social media.
Cool.
So,
Yeah.
Right on.
What are they different on TikTok and Instagram? Shout out your Instagram real quick.
Country Dance Chris with a K.
Okay, and then on TikTok, same thing.
Same thing.
Country Dance Chris. Okay, there you go. So find her. That's how we found her. We stumbled. Actually, that's the interesting thing about the algorithm. Like you stumble across things as you're scrolling, and I think all three of us the same night were like, she lives in San Diego. Like, get her on.
Yeah.
Well, actually, TD was like, we need to get her on the show. So
Sorry.
that's how that all went down.
You have a multitude of tattoos here.
I do.
Do they all mean something?
None of them mean anything.
Okay, all right, cool. You were just like, it'd be cool? Dagger.
Yeah. I had this matching with a couple friends. They don't live near me anymore, and that's about it.
God, it's like they stuck it right in your heart. Just left you.
When did you start doing makeup and hair in goth style?
This is actually pretty recent, probably November
No
of last
kidding.
year. And I mean, this isn't really goth style. This
Yeah.
is definitely more alternative. I've been coined the goth line dancer,
Yeah.
but I don't really belong to the goth community.
Okay.
So I accept the title, but this isn't goth makeup.
Right, right.
It's black lipstick.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It works though because the clash between line dancing and seeing somebody with black lipstick, black nails, and blue hair dance is a lot of fun. It definitely makes it pop on Instagram, on social media in general. Listen, if you got time, we'd love you to stick around, and we're kind of eager to have some of these 7 and 7s. If you wanna hop behind the bar coming up next. Okay, cool. All right, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. What do you got?
Do we have to do a giveaway? Do we give away the Doobie Bros?
We didn't give away the Doobie Brothers tickets. We should do that right now. All right. Call in at 8:24 if you want to win those Doobie Brothers tickets. They're playing a show here coming up really soon, actually. A pair of tickets to see the Doobie Brothers at North Island Credit Union Amphitheater, June 25th. Deets and seats at Ticketmaster.com. I love how that's now how it's written on the rundown.
Whoever came up with it, genius.
Yeah, really, really easier to get there. The details. Deets and seats, Ticketmaster.com. But if you want to win those tickets, call in at 8:24 exactly. Caller number 5 is going to get that at 877-767-4760. More with Country Dance Chris, y'all. Coming up next, we're going to be Orange Whiskey.
This update is presented by the Jim Betrell Real Estate Team. Starting off here with the Padres. They got to win 5-2 over the Phillies yesterday after dropping 5 straight games. Pods coming back home for a 7-game homestand beginning today. 4 with the Brewers, 3 against the Nationals. Some sad news this week. The Say Hey kid, Willie Mays, passing away at the age of 93. The Hall of Famer played 23 seasons, considered to be one of the greatest baseball players ever to set foot on the diamond. Would you like to know what your home would sell for today? Get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 855-600-6000. You'll get no phone call, just a text. Jim Betrell has the buyer. Simply text your address to 855-600-6000.
Yeehaw. We're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it. Big Rich CD and Fletch on a bar card Thursday.
Yeah.
Still brought to you by Keg and Bottle. 10 locations all throughout San Diego County.
Certainly tomorrow's golf tournament excursion out in San Marcos for the One More Win golf event that we're participating in will be a Bar Cart Friday, brought to you by Keg and Bottle.
That's right.
So we're pre-gaming today.
That's right.
No big deal. We have Country Dance Chris in studio from TikTok and Instagram fame. She's going to teach us how to line dance a little bit later on. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to learn how to make her favorite cocktail, which I see like 2 ingredients. I love it so much.
Chris, you started bartending a few years ago.
So I started bartending at 20 when I was living in Arizona.
All right.
Sweet. Right on.
20 years old, living in Arizona, started bartending. Do you do any bartending out here?
Not anymore. I used to, but professional dancer now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much our title.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mhm.
Look, we don't get paid a lot to dance, but we
Mm-mm.
are still considered professionals
Right.
when people walk by and drop a little change in our hat.
Exactly.
No big
Exactly.
deal.
Because sometimes payment is in the form of high fives
Yeah. Or pats on the back.
or pats on the back.
Or occasionally the goose, which has happened from time to time.
You get the goose
Yeah, you get the goose
right in the back?
from Dave Saunders mostly.
He goosed you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like credit card?
We call him Handsy Sando. Yeah.
The swipe?
He's an Olympic gold medalist, you jerk.
Yeah, well, listen, he
A
also
2-time Olympic gold
and he's got
medalist.
big old hands and he palms your cheeks. Look, the point
Wow.
is that payment fair payment for the type of dancing I do? You could argue.
Yes.
You could argue.
I would say yes.
Look, the point is, we are joined by a professional line dancer.
That's correct.
Okay.
And bartender.
And bartender. She's done both and she does them both well. Okay, so the name of the drink is a 7 and 7.
Yeah,
And I see 7-Up and I see Seagram 7.
that's all it takes.
That's
Got it.
That's it.
Okay, so what's the ratio exactly? What are we doing here?
Ounce and a half of whiskey and then fill to the top with 7-Up.
All right.
Want me to help load up some cups here with ice?
Sure.
Here, I'll help.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, you got a
This was
cooler.
a staple at Cal Poly San Luis
This,
Obispo.
this you were into
Yeah.
7 and 7
All
This
the
will-
time.
I swear to you, this will be my first ever 7 and 7. TD just said it's his. I've never had these. All right, so you're a whiskey girl. You said that earlier. Why do you like the 7 and 7?
It's easy.
It's just
It's
easy.
easy.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
gets the job done.
Exactly. Doesn't take much.
Oh yeah. She said during the break she's a lightweight. I'll tell you right now. I'm like a grizzly bear. You need like several tranquilizer darts to take me down.
Travis Dale, lightweight.
Travis Dale, lightweight. Yeah.
Am I sensing a challenge?
Yeah, actually, between you and TD, trust me, he will go down before you do. He will be passed out on the floor. There are times where we're finishing the show and we can't even get him back on microphone.
We've had Travis Dale massaging his own face during a show because he couldn't feel it.
Oh my.
Oh, that was moonshine.
Moonshine's rough.
Moonshine's really rough. Actually, the moonshine we were drinking, the problem was, who was that? Mike Curfey
Yeah, with the big beard.
with the big white beard. He looked like a moonshiner. We definitely told him that a couple of times. When Mike came in studio, we drank, I want to say, was it 8 different types of moonshine?
At least.
That was a rough morning.
The cookies and cream one was the best.
Say it again?
The cookies and cream one?
No. It was not cookies and cream. I know exactly what you're talking about. Espresso cream. Espresso cream. Dude, when that was in the fridge, I'm telling you right now, that's how I finished up a lot of nights where I was just like, you know what would be really good right now? A little bit of that Mike Curfey, easy time cough syrup.
Some comments coming in. Paris said he used to drink 7 and 7s in the 80s. Line dancing in the 80s, or is that swing dancing?
7 and 7 in the 80s. No, he's talking about drinking 7 and 7.
913 Chris, what's the IG? You want to shout out the Instagram one more time?
It is Country Dance Chris. It's Chris with a K.
Okay, Country
Dance
Dance Chris. Go look her up.
Rich, you better have your Good Feet store arch supports in before you start line dancing.
Tell you right now, not only do I got them in, but I got them in my cowboy.
Yeah, God, look at those things, man. Those have seen some use.
Yeah.
They've been working.
Those are my
TD,
Wolverines.
There's special cowboy hats reasonably priced at Walmart.
Oh, there are?
Mm-hmm.
Are they in the children's section?
Probably.
Because I looked in the kids section. I could not find anything to fit my head.
858 Seagram 7 is 75% grain alcohol, so it's more like whiskey flavored vodka.
Wow.
Oh, how about that?
Well,
Yeah.
we're about to rock and
Now,
roll.
it looks like you poured some of the Knob Creek here.
Yeah.
Are we trying
some
that
of
one
you guys-
first?
Some of you guys are drinking Knob Creek. I'm drinking 7. So I was going to ask, who's drinking the cheap stuff with me?
I'll take cheap.
I mean, I feel like I'd like a taster of the cheap stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'll make another.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah, we'll try it. I mean, might as well do it the right way.
So, I mean, it looks like it's 50-50
yeah,
on the pour.
I'm
On the
gonna
pour
be
here,
honest with
it's
you.
50-50.
Yeah, she said it out to the half. These are generous pours, Chris.
It's Thursday morning, all right?
Yeah, that's
Gotta
right.
get through
Okay.
Yeah, it is 8:30, so I guess we're late.
a little bit.
All right, Travis Dale handing out beverages. Here we go.
We got people also asking if they could walk around the course drinking like a fan watching Tiger Woods tomorrow. I promise not to heckle. Is that okay? I don't know the rules.
We'd have to ask Jesse Lozano. Yeah, I don't know.
DM Toy Boy Jesse on Instagram. See if he answers.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, by the way, this came up in conversation earlier, Chris. We don't know where Aaron Rodgers is. He's the starting quarterback of the New York Jets. Has he been at any of your line dancing clinics? Like, because and we still don't know then.
No,
Yeah,
she's
we-
saying no.
Mm.
Drinks are passed out.
All right.
We got 7 and 7 in hand, poured by Country Dance Chris with a K.
Salute.
Okay.
With a K. Hey, cheers.
Cheers.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much. It's my first time with a 7 and 7.
Oh, yeah. That tastes like home.
That's delicious.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I get it.
Okay. That's the cheap stuff.
That's actually really.
It's really good.
very refreshing.
Holy
bad.
smokes.
There was a bar in Slow that did 2-for-1s with these. Had some weird nights.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Fletch always on a bar cart Friday or Thursday, there's always one time that you say, at a bar in Slow one time.
Weird nights.
Yeah.
I'll say this too. 7 Up harder to find these days than it used to be.
Yeah, a little bit.
They changed
Yeah.
it to Starry.
No, that's Sierra Mist.
that's Sierra Mist.
Oh, that's Sierra Mist.
Yeah, no one buys that.
I thought
unless
that was-
you would like to sponsor the show. We love it.
I thought they were phasing out 7 Up. I
No,
was
no.
at Costco the other day, which is only Pepsi products, and Ty was looking for a
I
Sprite.
think that's
news.
true.
I don't think that's fake news.
can buy
Well,
Coke at Costco.
no. I don't
Oh, at the fountain drink.
what is it called? The Food Mart.
Yes.
or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, I'm
The-
with you.
So, anyways, he's going to the fountain drink, and I told him that Sprite, the Sierra Mist. Oh,
The rumor is there's some TikToker with the name Sierra Mist, and she sued to get the name be hers in perpetuity.
No way.
Now, I don't know if that was
No
somebody just
way.
capitalizing on the fact that her name was already Sierra Mist.
I love this so much.
What?
I love this so much.
Come on.
You need to now launch a soda called Country Dance Chris.
That's correct.
That's what. Like,
That's correct.
I mean, we need
Or a competitor to Seagram's.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Listen, I'm pumped to learn how to dance later on.
I kind of feel like I could drink this out on the golf course,
Yeah,
by the way.
this does taste like a golf course
Mhm.
drink. Do you suggest drinking before dance lessons?
Depends on how tense you are. If you're
Interesting.
tense, have a drink, loosen up. But if you feel like you got it, just go for it.
Okay.
My wife does not like it when I dance because I don't dance well.
No.
What?
No, don't say that. I've seen you dance. You're a fine dancer. Fine dancer.
That's right.
Sit.
That's right. Although I've never been goosed.
Well, you haven't danced around Sando.
Get on over here, big boy.
Well, listen, this is delicious. I think I'm actually positive this won't be my last one.
Mm-mm.
That's really
Today.
good stuff. Yeah. What do you think? Should we try to dance on the show?
Should we
coming up
try? Well, how about this? Maybe, Chris, could you show us a couple moves and then we can practice back here?
Yeah. Hang on.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then maybe we'll put this all together and we'll send people to the social media pages to see our final result.
So
Okay.
We're gonna learn here.
Yeah, we're about to get schooled. What's the easiest line dance to learn? The electric slide.
We don't really dance out of the place.
Oh,
Every now
wait,
and then.
wait, what? Is the electric slide out?
Yeah.
Wait, what's the most popular line dance currently?
Probably still Shivers to the song Shivers by Ed Sheeran. But if you,
It's not even
Any,
a country song.
What, yeah, what?
we dance to like Flo Rida and Pitbull.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now we're
Okay,
talking about
okay, yeah,
language.
yeah.
I could get down with some Flo Rida.
Which he's from Florida.
All right. So walk me through it. Do I have to stand a particular way?
I'm not kidding.
Just any old
Oh
way?
wait, hold on.
We'll face this
Okay,
way.
we're gonna
Okay, we're
Yeah,
facing this
face
way.
this way.
Oh wait, I better stand up.
Actually,
right.
no. You face the camera. I'll face this.
Okay.
Perfect.
Then you can't see.
No, that's good. I'll just watch you and I'll try to mirror.
Okay,
your
all right,
step.
okay, we're facing this way.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna start teaching you a little bit of my newest dance. So right heel out.
Oh, right heel.
Right heel.
Wait, you made up this dance?
I did.
Okay, you got to go right heel up and then do a little stompy stomp, and your toe kicks out. Okay.
Uh-huh. No
And
problem.
then you're gonna go left heel out.
Oh, okay. Then we're left heel out. Okay.
And then you're gonna scuff that right heel
Okay.
and set it back down.
Done.
You're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Left heel out,
Ooh. Okay.
right heel out.
Ooh.
And then you're gonna scuff that left heel and put
Golly.
it back down.
It's
All
like
right.
learning lyrics.
It's the first 8 counts.
Okay.
You did it. That's 8.
That's 8. And then we turn?
No.
Oh,
Damn it.
damn it.
No.
So close to doing country line dancing.
Do either of you know what a grapevine is?
Hell yeah.
Wait, I mean, is dancing?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh,
that
wait,
was it.
that's a
That was
great.
it.
You
Yeah,
mean
buddy.
moving to the
I'm
side?
kind of surprised.
Okay, I did line dance at a wedding recently. We were up in Santa Barbara, and buddy, I was tearing that dance floor apart.
Golly.
It was unbelievable.
And somebody said do a grapevine, and you knew what that meant?
Well, no, not at the time, but I learned that night.
Gosh.
Okay, so grapevine is yeah.
Okay, so we're grapevine to the right.
To the right.
Okay,
Out,
so we're
behind,
behind.
out, together.
Together.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're
Left.
gonna quarter turn,
Ooh.
And then a quarter turn.
and then you're gonna slide to the left.
No problem.
That's the
Yeah.
second 8 count. You got it down.
Oh my
Gosh,
god.
we're. I'm feeling fired up right now.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest
Okay.
with you. Things are going well.
Mhm. Yeah,
Things
listen,
are going real
the
well.
7 and 7 helps.
Yeah, it absolutely does. In fact, at the break, I think I'm gonna have Country Dance Chris make me one more 7 and 7.
Do you think we should compare to the Knob Creek?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, we'll do
There you go.
a knob and 7.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Give that a try.
Thank you so much.
A knob and
knob and 7. Here we go. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the 7 and 7 better.
do you really?
That's unbelievable.
The 7 and 7's better.
She was 100%.
Where'd Jack go? He just left.
Yeah,
Oh, here he is.
Corner.
Back there swinging on a bottle. No big thing. Oh,
Attaboy! All right. Okay, listen, we have a lot of fun here, but we definitely get down to business occasionally. And one of the things that we absolutely needed to do was lose some weight. Fletch, I mean, he ballooned up to close to 280 pounds.
God, can you imagine, Chris?
I think I was 280
Like
actually.
you look over at him and just imagine this big,
Oh, yeah.
flat, fat blob of goo.
I mean, there was so
235 now.
There were 235 now, but there was so much more Fletch.
yeah,
back
there was
then.
there was so much surface area.
Oh, my
let's just-
gosh.
Very
let's just-
tan though.
He was, you know
Keep
what? He was
listening for the
often
next 2 minutes. You're gonna
described this planetary.
We're gonna tell you what time to call
Things
to
were-
win San Diego County Fair tickets
Things
in
were-
2 minutes, but keep listening right now.
Things were orbiting around.
He
him.
had his
For
own
more of this.
gravitational pull.
Here's the thing:
Unbelievable.
it's my ad read. Your mics are getting turned off soon.
Insane.
Don't turn him off.
Wait, why shut up my mics?
SDFatLoss.com is the place to go.
There
So
it
here's the
is.
deal: line dancing is very good exercise. You know what you don't have to do with SDFatLoss.com?
What's that?
Exercise.
Oh,
You don't have to sweat a bit, even
yeah.
though if TD drinks whiskey, watch out.
I'm already sweaty.
I bet you are.
yeah.
No exercise required, no counting points, no counting calories, no injections of drugs that you don't know the side effects. SD Fat Loss is losing weight, and it's losing weight the natural way. And all three of us were able to do it. So if you listen to us every day and kind of think, well, those guys are idiots.
Yeah.
These 3 idiots lost 35 plus pounds each with SDFatLoss.com, and we did it in about 2 months' time. If you are looking to drop some LBs quickly, you got a vacation coming up in a couple months that you want to be looking good for, SDFatLoss.com is the place to go. Talk to Wayne and Chloe. They were our weight loss team. They could be your weight loss team as well. And when you sign up, mention Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. You're going to save 200 buckaroos. And with Rich's t-shirt, you'd like to.
Yeah, you're damn right. Because these are
Buc-ee's,
expensive.
Buckaroos.
No, I get it.
Buc-ee's.
All right.
You can save a cowboy hat.
They may only come in large, which that fits now.
That's also true. Yeah.
All right. In 3 minutes at
What?
8:47, you're calling. You're going to win a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego County Fair.
877-767-4760. If you want to win a 4-pack to San Diego County's Fair. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes. Keep it right here. We're back with Country Dance Chris coming up next.
Keep up with San Diego sports, 760 anytime, anywhere. Whether you're stepping out of the car or settling at home, just ask your Google or Alexa smart speaker to play AM 760 or stream it live through the iHeart Radio app. It's never been easier to stay connected to your favorite shows like Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. San Diego Sports 760.
7 and 7s go down easy.
And so does Prize Picks.
Are we doing a Prize Picks right now?
Download the app today.
Oh,
Use
I
promo
got
code
right now.
DOGS, DOGS. You're going to get a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks.
Okay, so Prize Picks is North America's #1 fantasy sports app for good reason. There's 5 million users strong on the Prize Picks app, and it's because it makes every sport more interesting. Whether you're watching the NBA during the playoffs or the championship series, or now we move on to the WNBA season or the baseball season to make the regular season, especially the dog days of summer, a little bit more interesting. Or if your deal is what else do they got going on right now? Power slap.
MMA. We got
MMA.
huge fights coming up this weekend.
Golf. We got another major coming up pretty soon.
We do.
Here.
But Leon Edwards, Bilal Muhammad, that's coming up in just a week from now. And so UFC is so much fun on Prize Picks. You set your lineup early in the day, you get to watch all the fights, and then by the end of the night, you win or you lose. And I've made about $1,000 on MMA so far this year.
Jeez, yeah. So Fletch crushing on MMA. I'm actually having quite a year on WNBA. Look, the point is, if you're interested in sports, or frankly, if you're not, you're just interested in having a little action on sports, Prize Picks is the app for you. Like we mentioned, super easy, user-friendly, and makes everything a little bit more exciting. With Prize Picks, you are going to have also some forgiveness. Like if one of the athletes can't go, does not participate in the game, they will still keep a lineup alive or give you your money back. They just are the best. So download the app now, sign up with promo code DOGS. That's DOGS DOGS. And you can have your first deposit matched up to $100. That's what I did. I put in $100. I got to play with $200. So again, that promo code DOGS on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Ow! Who's our winner, by the way?
Tan.
Was it
T-A-N.
Tan? All right.
That sounds like he knows how to line dance.
Tell you right now, sounds like Fletcher's stomach. You ever see that thing?
Yeah.
It's Tan.
A little more, Franz.
Let's see it. Chris wants. Well, yeah.
Lots of,
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Man nipples are a big part of the show, Country Dance Crits. We see them every day. Wait for tomorrow. I'll tell you right now. Yeah.
Oh, God.
On the golf course, if there's one thing we don't understand, it's golf course etiquette. And we're not 100% sure if Jesse Lozano is aware of that. He's getting found out.
He's seen the videos, right? I hope so. The last time we were in onesies.
We did
Those onesies came off pretty quick.
Not actually. I could not get mine off. I needed assistance to get it off.
Mine got unzipped several times. Some of the times not by me. The point is, Dave? It was Dave.
Oh,
That's again another handsy gentleman on the golf course.
if that zipper was just 2 inches longer,
I'll tell you right now,
make life a lot more easy.
it wasn't perfectly around the equator, and I think that made. Yeah, you're right. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I would say, yeah.
Periscope stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, the point is, we're gonna learn the line dance today. In fact, we got a little teaser.
Yeah.
Country Dance Chris in studio with us. I'll tell you right now, these 7 and 7s are hitting.
They're going down easy.
Oh my God, they really are. She just gave us. What'd you call that country dance that you just showed? The line dance you just showed us?
It's my line dance.
Country boogie?
Country boogie. You made it up.
How hard is it to make up a line dance?
Depends on the song. This song I was inspired to put it in that one.
What's the song that you were inspired to make country boogie to?
So the song is called "Dust Off Your Boots" by Adam Mack. He's an up-and-coming country artist.
Okay.
We're gonna be listening to that a little bit while we learn how to do the country boogie.
I don't think I can line dance today due to my injury.
I think it's a choose your poison. You want me to be able to walk on the golf course tomorrow, or you want me to line dance today?
Are you doing a lot of walking on the golf course?
I did a lot of physical therapy.
You know what I'd love you to do?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'd like you to power through.
Some comments to finish up the show. 913. We need to bring back Myron Mixon for some sugar bowl injector talk for 4th of 5. We'll work on that.
Okay.
Not bad idea.
484, do 7 and 7s with the Huck girl.
Listen, we're here tonight.
Iowa Romans, man.
We are here to
Country Dance Chris.
619. Can Rich and TD switch hats? I need to see my guy TD in a cowboy hat real quick.
This hat is extremely fun.
Okay.
Oh my God, he looks good.
Actually, you have a big Garth Brooks vibe going on right now.
Yeah, buddy.
Blaming it all on my roots.
You both have big necks.
Dude, and he means that in the most complimentary of ways.
It's called you Garth Brooks right now.
I dig it. What's that?
It's called you Garth Brooks. You're welcome.
Yo, sorry, dog. The belt was wet.
That belt holds all the moisture in.
All right, so listen, we've interviewed Country Dance Chris enough. We only have about 2 minutes left on the show. Chris, is there anything you want to know about us?
Right.
Like, is there any questions that are lingering?
Rapid fire.
I'm sure that you've been waiting, you're maybe withholding some questions for us for a long time now. So here's your chance. Fire away. Anything.
I have absolutely nothing. I know everything about you by looking at you. That's what Chris just said to us with her facial expression.
She said it with her eyes. That's right.
Now, one question.
Okay, yeah.
Am I seeing you on Monday when line dancing?
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Sweet Jesus.
Okay.
Okay, listen.
Where are we line dancing
I
again?
need to look at my
BNS.
calendar.
BNS.
Brewery and Distillery.
BNS Marine. You know
They
what?
also
Yeah.
got great cornhole games there.
Perfect.
Yeah, cornhole.
Oh, yeah. They have the
Line
tournament.
dancing and cornhole and 7-7s with Country Dance Chris with a K.
What time?
My lessons can start at 6:30, but it starts
Can I bring the kids? Yeah, is that true?
all ages.
I'll be honest with you. I'm in. I kind of feel like we're going to be
Yeah.
line dancing on Monday. boys.
Sarah, if you're
Country Dance
listening-
Chris. Follow her on social media at Country Dance Chris. Follow us at Big Race TV Fletch everywhere you go. Thank you, Kevin Acey. He was on a plane back to San Diego.
He's a real jerk,
Yeah.
but
big time.
he's also our best friend.
Yeah, we love him. We love him. Chris, thank you so much. Now, we are going to make you stay here because we are going to be line dancing on the IG Country Dance Chris with the K. That's where you'll find us. Figure TV and Flex. That's where you'll find us. Or whatever.
Remember when I said all that? Like,
A lot of not. All right, the hurt tag